Welcome, friends. OG Marpe is here with you. We are starting off this session with a little bit of figurine shopping. We are traveling back to Valmina, back to my homebrew campaign, and this was the second campaign I ever launched in this original world. And I have a couple of players who are ready to retire their first characters, and they're looking to bring in their second character. We've also picked up a new player who's been playing with us in Owlbear, but because he hasn't played with us in tabletop yet, he does not have a figure. So we're doing a little bit of figure shopping. It's going to be a little bit of just like generally digging around for a while, and then we're going to start playing. And then, full disclosure, we're doing some sunsets and some character retiring, and then we're doing some character introductions. And this probably won't be like a super action-packed session. Probably be very roleplay heavy. But we're all just here to have a good time, and we hope that you have a good time with us. And let's get to it.
Wild.
All right, guys, I'm live.
What the hell is up?
I kind of want to look at these with you. Did you guys find anything so far?
Not
Dude,
yet.
it's still loading.
Oh, yeah? Oh, I see you're at 61%.
Yeah. Chugging.
Jennifer, there's...
You know what? It honestly might
Maybe
be
this one.
easier for me to turn on my camera and for you to look at the figures via my camera rather than your own, depending on what's loaded and what's not.
That would involve me alt-tabbing out of Steam.
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay, I got you.
They aren't exact, but there's a few here that might look at Jennifer. I'm pinging them.
Hold on. Wait, where are you?
They're like, they've got like horns. They're kind of tieflings.
Wait.
Hey
Yeah.
guys.
I can't
what's up? What's up?
White square.
Why don't birds wear underwear?
Wait. I want a chance at this. People always give up on jokes too fast. Why don't birds wear underwear? Why don't birds wear underwear?
Are you talking about Andreas?
Yeah, and there's one next to it, which is more has like a spear and a book.
I can't see it. It's a white square, even though it's saying everything's full.
I'll take a picture of it and send it to you.
I don't know. Why don't birds wear underwear? I give up.
Because they're peckers on their face.
See, I was thinking it was something to do with fly, and I'm like, and I'm like, no, that's not right.
Nope, it's just dumb.
No, well, that's fine. That's fair.
Nah, I'm good on those minis. I'm gonna look up here. Oh my gosh, there's a Bob Ross.
There's a Bob Ross. What would that be? Just a pacifist monk?
This.
Or a bard arguing that your profession doesn't have to be lyrical to be
actually no, he'd be a fighter because he was actually in the Navy.
Oh yeah, I guess that'd be true. Yeah, I guess that'd be true.
Kelly gonna join us?
Not tonight. I haven't heard back from her. I recently sent her a message just today, or yesterday rather, that said like, hey, I talked with the group. They're interested in adding a new player. They'd like to talk with you or have you stop in with stream or have you come into chat. Like, what do your Fridays look like moving forward? How? Because it was one of those things where we were just talking, and she was like, "I'd love to play D&D," and then we never talked about it again. So it's basically, I'm trying to gauge interest. Like, where are you? Where are you at with this?
Did you tell her that I'm in this group?
I did tell her that you're in this group. Yeah.
Damn, I think that would have been really funny. She's like, "Hey, Shelly, what's up?" What?
Oh, Dave, I found my miniature.
You found your miniature?
For the time being, this one.
Is it this one here?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. And I'm saving the excuse me. I'm not doing that. I'm canceling. I'm taking my objects, finding my Woodhurst character bag, putting you in it, and then resaving.
Oh, Jeremy, I think I found one who kind of gives Titus vibes.
Sick. Put it in the middle.
Oh yeah, he could definitely give some Titus vibes.
Mainly the robes and the fact that he has a giant axe.
Yeah.
One of these is... never mind. It's just a generic zombie. I thought it was a character. It's just not.
It's too bad kobolds are red and not green. You could almost pretend one of those was a mantis.
That's what I'm looking for, is this one that, closest we can get to a mantis.
You'd have to look for, bugs. Object. objects, saved objects, no. Objects, no. Games, there we go. Workshop. Let me see here. I have some that's like animals and like weird stuff like that. Let me see if I can. Prehistoric animals, that's not going to do it. Do I have one that's like bugs specifically? Goblinoids, dragons, humans and elves, statues. I doubt there's anything in the dragons bag.
I found a kobold smoking a cigarette.
Oh, a kobold smoking a cigarette?
Yeah.
That's nice.
I'll use this for the mantis for the time being. It's just a green lizard.
That's a dragon. You got a green lizard?
I got a green lizard.
Okay, sounds good. Jeremy, where are you at in your Oh, did you drop? You're gone.
No, I tried to tab out because I couldn't hear you guys.
Yeah.
I haven't closed it, but I don't know how to get back into it without stopping it.
On my end, you are no longer in the lobby, so it probably hasn't caught up on your end that you are also no longer in the lobby. But if you're not here, then I'm going to jump to a different deal.
Bug. Yeah, I got to 75%. It froze, and like I couldn't hear you guys anymore. And Dave, you sounded like in the Matrix, where everything is like dial tony.
Yeah, cool. Then, whenever you get all your stuff reset and back to, and back in, let me know, and I'll get into a map that doesn't have as much stuff, and you can just jump in. Ghouls, trolls, spiders, ogres.
Oh, this is the cooler way of doing it.
Naga. This is all miscellaneous. Here we go. Search.
Is there any way that I can
Harpy,
over the mantis for a character thing?
There's like a straight up owl bear. That's cool. I need to add that to my stuff.
How do you look inside the bags?
You right click and you hit search. Oh, there's
right.
I have like a harpy. It's not a mantis, but it's a.
I'll just use one of these spiders, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the time being. It's close enough, so we'll just pretend.
Oh, hold on. There's a straight up insects bag.
Where?
Oh my god. Here it is. I found it.
Oh, dang. Yeah, that will work.
It's even animated.
Yeah, we'll go with this.
Okay, so then let me go. Objects, saved objects, your guys' bag.
Hey.
I'm waiting for the Hero Forge thing to process, and then I'll download that, so I can load that in.
Okay, we're gonna go back to. Oh, you can join this one, no problem, because everything's in bags. Probably that's probably why you.
Shit. Yeah. How do I choose a color again? Where is it?
It should be just like floating around the table, but I'm literally going to load a new map, so give it a second.
Okay.
I like that map a bit better. It loaded nicer.
Well, yeah, because everything was in bags.
There it is.
Hey, Dakin's here. Becky's here. Sorry, guys. I was like super in like getting figures mode. I totally missed people being here. So, hi guys, welcome in. I'm so glad that you're here. Ooh, stream quality just tanked. Don't know what happened there.
Probably from all the loading, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, maybe, yeah. We're done with all the loading now, so hopefully it will recover shortly. Oop.
I just need to load Titus now. My character sheet.
Okay, in the meantime, I'm heating up my chicken nuggets.
Chicken nuggies.
Chicky nuggies.
Chicky nuggies. Make it happen.
Chicky nugs. Okay. Does it still say that I'm not there? Because I'm still here.
No, it says that you're here. It says that you're definitely here now.
Because I forgot how alt-tabbing worked. Actually, that's not true. I tried to alt-tab, and it was like, nah, son, you can't do that. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I'll quit. Oh, shit. This is weird.
Closing out of everything that I don't absolutely positively need right now. Don't need that.
Does our computer performance affect your shit at all?
No, not at all. Not at
Because
all.
my computer is far from fantastic.
You are absolutely welcome to have a potato, and it does not make any difference to me.
Yay.
You can have a potato as a tree.
Why is my stream quality so garbage? What happened?
Potato.
The weather's bad, but I don't know.
Weather hella bad, yo.
I don't know what's up. Making me sad faces. Nope, that's not.
Fuck your sad faces, fool.
Yeah, we're definitely in the technical difficulty side of things right now, I think. Okay, and we're back to green. Good, excellent, wonderful.
It's because I just joined your stream, naturally.
Naturally. So you can report to me and let me know how potato the quality is there.
Holy shit, Dave shaved his head.
Oh yeah, Dave shaved his head. Dave's bald. Dave's going bald, so he shaved his head and isn't gonna fight it and isn't gonna try to like make it grow. None of that stuff. It's gone. I'm done with it. I'm shaving it. So.
Dave, are you on camera right now?
Am I on?
I can't see you.
No, I'm in the stream.
No,
okay.
He's like watching on via Twitch.
Oh.
Which, you know.
If you were a good friend, you support the stream by also watching on the stream.
I can't on iPad and I can't do multiple things and Discord won't work if I go on it.
Becky
Discord won't work.
Just a little potato. Well, thank you, Becky, for letting me know. It should be improving. I'm back up to green and 60 frames and all that stuff. So hopefully the quality goes
looks
back.
Good on my end.
Good.
No, share the screen, Dave. I want to see your head.
You want to see my head? Okay. Well, I'm only going to do it for a second because that's what I'm pretty sure dropped my quality. So.
You can't have a web page open while you have Discord
No,
open?
I can't start a virtual camera and.
No, I'm talking to her.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
No, because if I try, then the audio for the Discord gets completely blown out.
That's why you just mute the stream.
No, I mean like even if I mute the stream, the app gets glitchy.
Like it's too much bandwidth, I bet.
Weird.
Probably.
Yeah, but there's my
Looks
head.
good.
Thanks. I think it looks good too for whatever it's worth. But yeah, I don't got no hair no more because I'm going bald, and yeah, there it is. Cool. All right. Now with baldness. So,
congratulations on your acceptance.
Yeah, I've been ready to go for a while, and I've only not shaved it because my partner has requested that I don't shave it, and I was basically like, sure, all the way up until I start losing it and when I think I look silly, I'm gonna shave it, and that happened this year. So I'm like, okay, well then it's time to shave it. So it's honestly stream that did it because I can see the top of my head when I'm streaming. And I have this little like tuft of hair that like grows in the front and nothing grows behind it, so the headset would like slip back, and there'd just be like nothing. It'd just be a streak of just like nada. And I was just like, ooh, yeah, it's time.
That's rough, buddy.
Yeah, it's okay. You know, I know you got luscious locks. I got friends with luscious locks. I had hair halfway down my back in high school, so I got to have hair. It's cool. Damn, back to the potato quality again. Okay, and stopping virtual camera, stopping, turning off camera.
I think it would have been worse if you kept trying to fight it.
Yeah, and that's the part of the reason why I did it. Besides just my own like personal happiness and stuff, it was also because I didn't want to be one of those guys who was like pretending like he had hair when he didn't. That's not my style. So
you mean rocking a skullet?
A skull. pull it. Oh no. Especially because, yeah, basically, because like with a hat on, I looked super shaggy. The hair comes in real thick on the sides and the back, but take that hat off and ooh yeah, things a little thin, things a little breezy up there for sure.
Rock that skullet, baby.
You were rocking a Dr. Phil.
Dr. Phil. That mantis is probably too big right now, but we'll.
The mantis creepy as fuck.
I like it. I found that
Wait,
bag
how
called insects, and I was like, "This is gonna be it."
Shit.
Okay.
How do I? Can I manipulate my guy? Can I like turn him?
Q and E are your rotation buttons. You got to hold it and yeah, and you can pick it up and rotate it,
Ooh.
or you could just tap it like you're doing.
Yeah.
Also, if you press F, it'll flip the thing, and if you do it right, you can make them look like they're doing the worm.
Jesus Christ.
But that's useful for when parts get. Oh, actually, the mantis is incredibly sturdy. That's for when you fall over and you need to turn yourself back. Okay, well, Becky's here, and I'm sure she came because she wants to watch us flip figures back and forth.
You're goddamn right.
So who's doing our recap? You guys got through some really important stuff last week.
I don't remember too much other than Titus going on an absolute killing spree.
Yeah, he did.
Killed all of the goblins in that fucking cave. I was so ready to kill more of them. We killed those guys. Then the blood contract guys showed up, and oh yeah, that's right. We took the head of the
Big Daddy.
the Big Daddy, and then we took that back to town. I tried to find a bag of holding to no avail. When I went back to you guys, the outskirts of town, and gave you the head so you could pay off your blood debt. And as you guys went in, I bounced. So after that, I have no idea what happened.
Yep, that
Okay.
sounds right because you guys haven't come back together yet, so that'll be a good like debrief for your characters before you cycle them out. And then full disclosure to just like you guys as players, like we're probably going to have a couple days of consecutive downtime here as we get ready to like sunset these characters and bring new ones in. So we're probably going to start with a little bit of like kind of looser gameplay on a longer timeline. But for this moment, the original trio plus Corbin are like walking out of the Woodsman's Guild, having been freed from their contracts. You guys have left. Where'd you guys put your money?
It was in the thing with Titus.
Titus.
Oh yeah, that's right. In the cart, we built the canopy for the cart, repaired the cart at that logging town, and brought that back to town with us. And Titus is guarding the cart with all the cash outside, like in the woods outside the house that they went to pay off the debt.
Okay, cool. So Titus is in the woods nearby with your cart. The rest of you guys have emerged from the Woodsman's Guild.
Yeah, I will place where I think it was.
What are you guys gonna do? Titus is presumably whistling to himself. Maybe he's whittling. I don't know what his hobbies are.
Where was the house again?
The Woodsman's Guild is here. They're physically in the right spot. Because this is like a town center, town square that like, has all the main buildings around it. And then there's basically forest everywhere to the west.
Well, because I thought
there's also the Wizard's Tower over here that has a forest surrounding it.
That's where they were going.
Yeah, that's where they had pitched to go. But I don't know where you guys actually settled on parking the cart, so I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's what I was looking for. Gotcha. I parked it here.
Okay, cool.
I was using all of this surrounding woods and stuff as cover.
That's right, because you asked me what this was, and I was like, it's ruins. Nobody goes up there. Basically, nobody travels the road farther than this point because there's nothing else that way except the Wizard's Tower. So, sweet. That makes sense. So then, we'll start with Titus because he's all by himself. What do you do while you're waiting by yourself? What are Titus's hobbies?
Well, right now Titus is going to be reporting a tabletop simulator crash.
Oh.
um,
We're gonna go 3-strike rule. If you crash out again, we're gonna switch back over to Owlbear.
That's fine. Let's see. While I was waiting for them, I mean, I just would have been vigilant. I would have been watching the road for any ne'er-do-wells that may have come by, just to make sure on the off chance they managed to scope me out in the brush. I would have been trying to stay like very quiet so as not to draw unwarranted attention, as well as potentially hearing any brush breaking upon approach.
Cool.
So I would have just been extremely ready.
Roll me a big fat perception check then.
Oh, jeez. Perception is a +2. Need to pull up a dice app because tabletop's not back up yet. D20, that's an 11 plus 2, 13.
On a 13, I will remind you, especially because you have not spent much time in Ruinswick, that though most of the buildings are circled around this town square, the governmental center of town, the town master's hall, is this building here, and there's and that's where like the job board is, and there's like a town crier there who like old school just like yells stuff at people as they're walking past. And so in the hour that you're hanging out there, you are able to make out one of the announcements that he makes. And you hear him saying, "Mass strangers spotted skulking through town in night. Be wary." And that is, but otherwise nobody comes up on you. Nobody sneaks up on you. Nobody's like trying to get your shit. But you are like, as you're sitting there listening, you can like hear faintly the town crier off in the distance.
Cool. Yeah, it's a good thing nobody came to steal my shit. It would be a very bad mistake of them to do so. Especially if they're a goblin.
Especially if they're a goblin. Then Art, Mary, Tim, and Corbin exit the Woodsman's Guild into a busy and bustling town hall. And Corbin had just loudly asked the party, "Wow, how much money did you guys make?" And you guys have said, "Oh, you know what? Let's walk and talk. Let's get out of here, and we'll talk about it there." And so, with that, what are you guys gonna do?
Probably gonna head to Titus and then just like maybe like fill in Corbin on the Titus situation on the way.
What the fuck? Did my character token drop too?
No, he's here.
Oh, no, there
Sometimes
it is.
I have to pick him up and set him down for you to see him.
Cool.
But like fill him in, like, oh, we hired kind of a mercenary style guy. His name is Titus. He's an orc. We're gonna go meet him.
Don't worry, you're not a goblin. You don't have anything to worry about.
Yeah, like, just like, this is that person.
And he's like, "Wow, you made a new friend?"
Well, friend for hire, I guess you could say.
You could
We rented a friend.
You could definitely pay him now. I mean, you guys got those. You said those gems are worth thousands?
I'm going to, like, kind of look at Corbin and is just going to put her finger, like, over her mouth
and I mean, he's so excited. I mean, he's just, like, bouncing. He's like, "Oh, yeah, okay, right. Yeah, okay, shh, right. We're not talking about how much money we have right now. Got it."
Corbin holds a special place in our heart.
Yeah, this party surprised me by like taking him on the adventure with them. I was not expecting them to do so. But as you guys make your way across town and you pass in front of the town crier, you also hear him crying about the masked stranger skulking around at night. Members of Ruinswick caution to stay indoors. Be wary. And you guys make your way past him into the woods, and Titus does hear, the snap of twigs and the low murmur of conversation, but very quickly recognizes it as Tim and Mary.
We're looking for and it's not exactly where we thought it was. So you're looking around, trying to make sure that it wasn't made off with or anything.
Titus, are you going to make yourself known as these guys make their way closer to you?
These guys, as in my group?
As in your group, yeah. Plus a strange one-armed half-elf.
Well, yeah, so I was going to ask, would you guys have told me that you were, bringing somebody else with you?
Nope, they did not tell you anything about bringing somebody else with them.
We did mention
just watched the tape.
We have mentioned having a friend in prison, though. I know in the last one with that one guy who was on the side of the road, we said, we can't help you. We have to get our friend out. So at least Titus knows that we have a friend.
I mean, that's also presuming that Titus was listening to you, which he definitely wasn't. He was more worried about taking care of the gold.
Remember, Corbin is not very threatening.
So you hear these guys approaching you, and they're not making it an effort to be sneaky or anything. But
I want to hide.
Okay, you can hide. Roll me a stealth check. Corbin is let me just describe him to you because you can glance up. He's not trying to hide from you, so you can catch a look of him while you're making your roll. He is a scrawny one-armed half-elf who's wearing an obviously handmade contraption which straps around the shoulder of the arm that he doesn't have and comes out as an artificial limb. And at the end of it, there's not articulating fingers. It's just a crude grabbing hook basically. But he seems pretty comfortable with it. He's been wearing it for a while. Other than that, he's wearing a simple green, clean but simple green robe, and he has a super small coin pouch on his belt. But otherwise, this guy is bare bones, no backpack, no you guys could be mistaken. You guys are easily identifiable as adventurers. This guy could be a vagabond, a beggar, a commoner.
Holy shit.
Any number of things. What'd you roll?
I got a nat 20 for a 15.
Oh, negative
5? On a nat 20 for a 15, I'm going to say that Titus, rolls underneath the cart and then does...
I'm super down for that. I want to grab his ankle as soon as he gets close enough.
Right, and he's just, backed up behind it, just, on the opposite side, just kind of, putting the wheel between him and them, just, hanging as still as he can possibly be. And as the party approaches, they see the wagon. Roll me perception checks, please.
You see nothing. I'm basically Drax. I have mastered the art of standing so still I can be invisible.
Finals, guys?
19.
14.
19 and 14. 19 is not the +5 required to completely beat a fellow player. So neither one of you definitively see Titus, but Mary does, out of her peripheral vision, catch just a flash of movement from underneath the cart.
She's probably gonna if she sees movement, she's probably gonna go Titus. Questioning to try to see if he's somewhere nearby.
And as the four of them get close enough to the cart for Titus to potentially reach out and grab one of them, he hears Mary's voice calling out cautiously, "Titus?"
I stay silent and I wait for the unknown person to get close enough to me.
He is close enough to you.
I want to grapple him.
Cool. Roll me a... I will give you a choice. You can roll me a straight grapple at disadvantage because you're starting under the cart, or you can roll me an acrobatics check first to get out from under the cart and then try and grapple him.
Oh. Dexterity is not my forte, but that still sounds fun. So I'm going to go acrobatics. So that's a -4.
Yeah.
God damn it. There we go.
This feels like a WWE thing.
Oh, baby. Is that what I think it is? Fuck, how do I zoom in?
Scroll wheel.
The mouth.
I don't have a scroll wheel. There we go. Trackpad. Okay. Oh, geez, that's too much. I believe. Yeah, that's a 0.
That's a big 0. Well, you can't
That's
go. You
0.
can't go worse than 1. 1 is your floor. But yeah, on a 1, Titus like rolls out, wings his shoulder on the wheel, which like knocks the wheel off the wagon entirely, and the wagon like falls over, and with a loud clatter, a ton of the gold just slides out and like spreads out over the ground. And like in all of the combobulation, Titus stands up and begins to move towards Corbin quickly. Is there anything either of you guys would like to do?
I got a
Mary's
15 on the strength
probably gonna
check.
get in front of Corbin.
You're gonna try and put yourself in front of Corbin?
Yeah.
I'm gonna jump over her.
With her, Mary, please roll me a
She's
reflex
tiny.
save to see how quickly you are responding to this. I know exactly what's going to happen here on all these results, so we're super good. I got this. I got this. We're solid.
I'm either gonna boot her in the face, clear her completely, or she's gonna clothesline me.
It's one of 3. Which one did you say? Reflex?
Reflex, yeah. You're seeing how quickly you can react to Titus appearing out from underneath the wagon.
Hold on.
In the most dexterous manner possible.
Sorry, I had to echo. Wait 1 second. Okay. Yada yada. Come on, load.
Yo, I'm hella dexterous, yo.
I'm Who's more dexterous? Or a grandma gnome? We're about to find out. Okay, so +6 and then what I roll. Okay. 18 plus 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 24.
So, as you see Titus roll out from under and move towards Corbin, I need to know what Mary's CMD is against a grapple.
My CMD, so a D as in dog.
Yeah.
Hold on. 12.
And she springs forth to put herself between Corbin and Titus, who's lunging for him. And she's able to do so. And as Titus bare arm clasps what he believes is going to be Corbin, he looks down and just sees the top of Mary's head, like wedged like between his arms. He's accidentally grappled her instead.
God damn it.
And Mary's gonna be like, get fucking hands off my head.
Okay, I'll throw her to the side and continue for the stranger.
Stranger's gonna roll his own reflex save. What are you doing, Art? Or Tim, excuse me?
Tim's just at this point like, yo, he's chill. Hold up. Hands out.
I want to roll a perception check to see if I hear him.
Cool. Sounds great. Self-imposed perception check. Let's call the DC for that 14.
I failed. That's a 13.
Yeah, you are very focused on the task at hand. Corbin is unable to get himself out of the way quickly enough, and I think that Art would think this is fucking hilarious. So Art's not doing anything.
There's got to be somebody who's just looking at the stupid shit that's happening.
Like, I super think because Art has dealt with Mary and her nonsense for like weeks at this point, so I like to think he'd just like sit back and laugh at it being somebody else this time.
Yeah, if you on the clips from the channel, there was a Krampusing incident between Mary and Art, which perfectly describes their relationship.
Mary got sacked, but
well, no, he didn't get sacked. He attempted to sack her, and I was able to dodge just barely.
Oh, funny. But Corbin is not able to get out of your way quick enough. And with him being distracted, because his back is now turned to you because of all the gold sliding out of the back of the cart, he's never seen that much money in his life. So he's just like completely enthralled with the money that's sliding out of this cart, not paying any attention at all to you. And once you've gotten Mary out of the way, you like grip around Corbin, who just starts like screaming, "No, what is going on? I don't! What happened? Who are you?"
Do you want me to roll for a grapple check?
No, you got him. You got him. That's I'm carrying that 16 over because I feel like it's kind of the same movement. Like you got Mary, you tossed her aside, you continued forward.
Okay. Yeah, I'll grapple him, and like I somehow just missed. Oh fuck! Not what's Andres' character's name?
Tim.
Yeah.
Tim.
Tim Septimius.
Yes.
Tim is short for
Yeah,
Septimius. Yeah.
yeah. So just completely missed him yelling at me. Got this guy in a headlock. Who are you? Who are you?
My name is Corbin. I mean Ben. My name's Ben.
I want to like punch him one time in the side. Tell me the truth.
Ow! Fuck, Corbin! Damn it, guys, get this guy off of me!
Tim's just like gone up, basically crouching front, holding his hands out. It's like it's
Like
Ben.
he's a wild animal. Whoa, whoa.
Whoa, little buddy. Whoa.
He's Chris Pratt in Jurassic Park again.
Yeah, exactly. I'm blue.
He's been with us. He's fine. We trust him. He's been with us since we've gotten together.
I'm just gonna be like looking back and forth between Corbin to Tim, Corbin to Tim, Corbin to Tim, and then I'll let go with a huff, and I'll go back.
Before you decide to let go, I just want to let you know that as you are looking at Corbin, now that you've wrestled him and you've moved him, in the process, it looks like you've smudged his forehead, and you can see that there's a glowing magical blue mark that's that's obviously been attempted to be covered up in some way.
As soon as I see this, I'm gonna grandma him so hard.
Grandma? I don't even know that term.
I'm gonna lick my thumb and rub that shit off.
Oh yeah, okay. And what you uncover is the sigil of the Merchants Guild, which it is common knowledge in the world of Valmina that anybody who's been traveling, someone with your mercenary background would absolutely know that these types of marks are common for. The politically correct term is contractees, but they are effectively slaves, and the justification is that they're in labor contracts, magical labor contracts that have been signed by their own hand. They are voluntary labor contracts.
So it's less of a slave, more of an indentured servant.
Right, and they're most common in areas where the Merchants Guild specifically has a higher presence. So like the city state of Karak is like a huge population hub, and that's where the guild is headquartered, and there's a ton there. But in every major, like there are some of these contractees in Woodhurst, and there are some of these contractees in Port Saucus, and like they can be found anywhere where the Merchants Guild can be found. But in like places like Ruinswick, they're like pretty far out of guild control, so there's not a lot of these types of folks this far out.
Okay, I'll finish rubbing that shit off. Take recognition of it. I'll let him go with like a little bit of a push. Let him go with a huff. And I'm gonna go back to the cart and try to start repairing that wheel.
Okay, sounds good. Any chance you have any kind of woodworking skill?
Oh God, don't ask me that. I have craft untrained.
That's what you're rolling then, bud.
Oh no, that's not good.
You'll probably get it done. It's just how long it'll take.
Yeah. Okay. So it's a -2.
Oh.
So let's go ahead. There we go. Rolling. Oh baby, nat 20 for an 18.
Okay, yeah.
Nice.
So basically, you like pick this wheel up with one hand, and you like pick the wagon up with the other hand. Now much lighter because so much of the gold has spewed out of it. And you like slide the wagon wheel on pretty much effortlessly. You like give it a spin, it like spins around, and you like set the wagon back down on it, on the wheel, like gauging the pressure, and like step back and yeah.
And I'm immediately gonna start picking up the gold.
This is gonna take a while.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Tim is probably gonna jump in as well, and then he's gonna like look over to Corbin. It's like, like come on, like make a good impression. Help.
and Corbin just like drops to his knees and it's just like picking up gold and like letting it run through his fingers, and he's just like looking at all of it, and he's like rubbing it on his face and stuff. He's not helping collect it. He's like,
I'm gonna grab Corbin, or no, I'm gonna look at Corbin with a very angry sneer. It's like, if you don't help pick up, you don't leave here alive.
And Mary's gonna yell, "Shut the fuck up, Titus. He's been through a lot here today. Leave him alone. You just attacked him out of nowhere. He's done nothing to you."
You should be helping too.
And it's like, I would help you if you didn't just slam my head and try to kill my friend who's done
Corbin is holding all of this gold. He's like, it's okay, I forgive him. He's just like looking at all the fucking gold. He's very enthralled with the money. This represents more than he's ever seen or had access to in his entire life. But you guys will take some time to pick up the gold out of here. I'm going to just make a quick little roll behind the screen.
While we're picking stuff up, I'm gonna be talking to Art kind of like in a half hushed manner. It's like, consider yourself lucky that we have as much loot as we do. If there was anything less, then I would have left without you guys.
If there's anything less than
if there was anything, if it was a lesser amount of treasure, I would have taken it myself, but it's too much for me to take myself without potentially getting robbed.
Art's like, yeah, but remember, there were 3 very heavy backpacks walked out of there. Team effort.
Yeah, weren't like 2.5 of them mine?
No, but one of them, Art filled his own bag, but you filled the rest of Tim's bag and carried Tim's unconscious body around with a full bag for a while. Art feels like he's entitled to the gold he put in his bag, but he like kind of points over his shoulder at Tim. He's like, it's the weakling over there. You can't carry a bag of gold. Like I carried the bag out. I got you. I know what's up.
If anything, it should be split 50, 40, 10.
50,
40. Me, Art, Tim.
Yes, sir.
Art's like, yeah, I'm down for that.
Yeah,
because you can't even count past 10.
Art's like,
how dare you? It's 11.
Art's like, did what he said. And I'm going to say after like a solid hour, you guys have like most of these coins picked up. You guys have like scoured around and made sure you didn't like miss any. And there are, and you know, to the best of your knowledge, you have recollected all of the coins which have fallen out of the now repaired wagon. The time is about 4 p.m. on, I think it's like spring. Let me double check. The time's about 4 p.m.
Log out real quick because this thing is like breaking down.
Yeah?
Give me 1 second. I'm going to log out of the tabletop simulator and try this again. I got kicked out until I had to join back in. I'm wondering if it's my computer or if it's tabletop.
Gotcha. Bow.
Join.
Right.
Oh, tabletop simulator. No.
While this is all going, I'm going to roleplay a little as Art, and I'm going to kind of lean on you guys as players to let me know what you think Daniel would do for his character. Because I know that Daniel never thought Art would have this much money, and therefore I know that Art has never thought that Art would have this much money. So now that you guys are like talking about the split, you know, he doesn't know what the split's going to be exactly, but he figures at some point he's walking out of here with a shit ton of money. You know, and Art has a love of breakfast, so I figured he might be the kind of guy to try and start a restaurant. Art loves money, so, you know, he's the kind of guy who might take this money and reinvest it in himself and continue to adventure. I don't know if he has anything to prove or anything.
Oh no!
He definitely strikes me as kind of like happy-go-lucky, and he's the kind of guy who might be like, well, no need to adventure anymore. I have all this money, but I don't know. You guys have been the ones adventuring with him.
Did anybody write down the gold? I've completely forgot to save my PC Gen.
Yeah, I wrote it down.
thing.
I wrote it down.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, and then please.
I wrote it all down and forgot to save.
Yeah, keep your hit points separate from PC Gen as well, because it'll automatically top you off every time you load it up.
I'm currently restarting, so this might take a minute. I think it's the computer.
That's fine. I had asked you, the players, a question about your compatriot Daniel, his character Art. What do you guys think Art would do?
Because Art has been characterized, at least with the past thing of like, street urchin kind of situation, but he's never stated why he got into it besides like, street urchin kid's gonna turn into a thief kind of situation.
Right.
So I think it's like he has a love of breakfast, but I don't think he's much of a cook.
No, but that's kind of what I'm saying. Would he just like retire and just like live above the tavern of like some great cook and just like?
I think so, probably.
Like be.
You know what? I think he might buy the house across from like a really good. He might like travel looking for taverns and stuff, and then maybe buy a house across from like a good tavern with good food.
So this
and maybe
he'll just try to find his favorite restaurant.
Yeah, this would start like the second leg of his quest. He's like, cool, I've now, made enough money to retire. Now where do I want to retire? And they're like, that's the second leg is figuring out where he wants to, because he's like, not fucking Ruinswick. This place gets overrun every blood moon. Fuck this noise. He definitely doesn't want to retire here.
Art goes on a journey to find the Denny's.
Becky said, adventurer turned restaurateur seems hilarious, and I super agree. I think that would be a great retire. I will probably put at some point some bakery owner. I do like sprinkling in retired adventurers in my game. Like, you never know if the person running the apothecary shop is a retired adventurer or just some crazy old lady,
Oh my gosh. Art goes on an adventure and he finds the chef, and that's who he ends up retiring with. That could be his life partner, whoever they may be.
Got you. He finds some.
Oh my!
Finds
someone
some lady chef who will keep him well fed for the rest of his days.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of strikes me for Art for sure. Super for sure.
That would be cute. Meat cute over pancakes or something.
I like that. Okay, well then it sounds like he has enough. I have enough motivation to make choices for him for the rest of this session, and then I may ask that you guys reach out to Daniel and ask him like, hey, your character is gonna have a fuck ton of money. Like, what would he do with all that money?
Yeah, fucking welcome.
Becky's Jeremy. Becky's giving us a call back for ye old Denny's.
No, get the fuck out of here. Fucking ye old Denny's.
Ye old Denny's and ye old sports bar.
The old sports bar, yeah, that's right.
So you know how like you walk into one of my towns and I'm like, this is Flint Brooks this and that, and this is the Sweet Dreams Bakery. Becky has a more improvisational style of game that she runs, and so when we find a restaurant in town, it's this is ye old Denny's, and you want to go to a bar? Perfect, ye old sports tavern where they talk about arena gladiatorial deathmatch sports, and
goddamn right they do.
Pancake cute, and the what would they call it? The breakfast, the something breakfast. I can't remember what we called it. It wasn't a grand slam. It was a something breakfast.
Art's about to meet some chef and get a grand slam.
I did ask him what he would do with 20 gold, and he's responding right now.
Oh, he's responding. Great.
He responded with what he'd do in the initial moment is get himself all new weapons and just completely go out and buy drinks to celebrate if he ever came across that much money.
Okay, that's great.
So
that's great.
I'll let him know for the long term what we're thinking about, and see if he's cool with that.
That's great. Short. Becky says, I am not creative.
Yes,
Becky,
we know, Becky.
that is nonsense. Everyone is creative.
Well, that's also not true because this bitch literally has tried like 4 times to start writing a whole ass book.
Yeah, that's. I started writing some short stories recently. I'm not going straight to books. I'm started with some short stories. I think that's more my speed.
Like, I really liked the shit that she wrote. She just stopped writing, and I keep bitching at her about it, but she doesn't fix it.
Well, she's working a lot. Got a lot going on, work and personal life, and a lot of obligations and people leaning on her and shit.
Going to all these fucking weddings doesn't count.
It counts when you're in charge of planning one of them. Yeah, it super does.
Hey, we believe in you. If a Twilight fan fiction can get turned into a sex novel, you can do this.
That's the low bar. The low bar by
Facts.
50 Shades of Grey, yeah.
Facts.
Love it. Well, then with this
100%.
newfound knowledge, Art's gonna say like, all right, well, who's getting what money? I need to buy me some new gear. He's like, my new hand axes are not so new anymore, and they're all like chipped and like coated in goblin blood and shit. And he's like, and I need some new shit, so I need some money for my new shit. How much money am I getting? I carried a whole bag of that shit out of here.
I propose 50, 40, 10. Me, Art, Tim.
Tim on his own merits loaded up about. I can't remember how much you said 3 or 4 bags of gold at like a couple hundred apiece. So Tim on his own loaded up will be generous and say about 1,000 gold worth of, or 1,000 coins, I guess, because they were mixed coins. 1,000 coins worth of stuff. But then, yeah, Titus definitely topped him off. Go ahead, Tim.
Obviously, what's it called? I feel like Titus gets that 50% for sure because he did load up all those extra bags.
Fuck yeah.
Loaded up the people with their extra bags.
Titus is also a hired
and carried it all.
mercenary.
Fucking carried it all.
Yeah, he's also a mercenary, so you guys, like, he literally made you guys pay him 50 gold to tromp with you that first day.
That's the other thing is he was paid to come with us. So isn't it like the loot we get if it's the whole thing of this was our mission, our loot? You were just paid to come along.
You can argue that with Titus all you want, Mary.
Mm-hmm. And Mary's arguing it. Why should you get 50 when you were a paid mercenary?
Well,
Real
finders
quick
keepers.
Before that continues, Daniel does agree that he does see himself traveling and then potentially opening up a bar / a bed and breakfast.
What about the chef's wife or chef's husband?
He's fine with that too.
I'm really pleased with how well I know my players. That brings me a lot of joy.
I'm just imagining Art's figure, but we just add a chef hat. That's the only difference. Yeah.
Save his model real quick.
Wait. Tell Daniel to send his model. There's a chef hat in Hero's Forge.
Yo.
Just put the hat on it.
Yo, so I bought the digital model. How do I send it over to tabletop?
That's not special. He's the one who knows how to do that.
Yeah.
Go to your digital downloads, and then there should be
Paladin demo, Explorer demo, or 3D tabletop download Explorer demo.
No. It's in the little profile thing. The little profile picture.
I'm in the digital downloads.
Oh. There should be one that says 3D digital. That should be the model you purchased.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead, Dave.
You're super good. Art thinks that 40% is a great cut for him. But Mary is it wasn't me, it was Mary, who's basically arguing with you that you're a hired hand and therefore are not entitled to any of the gold.
Oh no, not any. He's entitled to some, just not 50% of it.
That is not what you said to him. You said it's our mission, our gold. That's what you just said to him.
Yeah. Okay, and then Mary's going to add, while you might be entitled to some, nowhere near 50%.
How about the fact that I'm the one that actually carried more than half of this gold out and have been carrying and protecting it ever since we left that cave?
And whose fault is that? And she's going to look at Art and Tim and it's like, it's not our fault that y'all passed out.
Art's like, he does have a point. He did carry Tim for a little while there. Tim.
You shouldn't be getting 40% if you got passed out and got like 1 kill.
Took a cat nap. Couldn't have done it without me.
Damn.
Kidding, it's just like the coughing thing of
These guys have been
bullshit.
super tight knit this whole time. Dump thousands of gold in front of a party, and then everybody they turn on each other. Oh man.
Mary's gonna look
Okay.
at Titus, and Mary's gonna say, "How about this? You get 40, Tim and Art get 20%, and then Corbin gets the other 20 for pain and suffering at this point."
Sounds like his life is pain. Sounds like his life is payment enough for his pain and suffering. Air quotes.
She's like, he literally had to be imprisoned so we could go out and get this gold. He earned some of this stuff.
I mean, it wasn't that bad.
Why not just take the 20%, Mary, and you do with it what you want? If it means
Well, I
giving it to
already have my
Corbin,
gems.
it's not.
I have my gems. I wasn't going to be that selfish and take your guys' 20%, but I think Corbin earns it for his name.
Corbin holds up his little pouch. Like, I have 80 gold still.
And she's going to look at Titus. That way you get close to 50, but not complete. You two get the 20%
I have 80.
each.
That's more than 50.
No, because 40% for Titus, and then 20% for Art, which is now
I have 80. Look. 1.
Oh,
2,
you're talking as Corbin. I thought you were talking as the DM. I was confused. She's not talking. She's ignoring Corbin at this point. She's like, Art, you get 20% because while you filled up your backpack, you got carried by Titus and you got passed out.
I like 40% better. Whoa, hang on. I was at 40, now I'm at 20. My back hurts too. I carried a full bag.
Yeah, and you passed out. And then Tim gets 20 for the fact that he was having to deal with goblin stuff and breaking arms and passed out at the very end.
Hold on. You came into the battle halfway through. You weren't even there for half of the time.
Yeah, and I took out most of the bad guys' health and had to revive both of you.
Oh, that is a load of horse shit. Titus was the one that was running rampant through that goddamn cave.
No, Big Daddy.
Yeah, Titus was the one that got us down there and went toe-to-toe with Big Daddy.
No, you and Mary went toe-to-toe with Big Daddy.
Mary didn't
go
toe-to-toe
got
with
like
anybody.
2 crits.
Mary sat in the stairwell the entire time.
No, she did not. I got in there like after 2 to 3 goblin kills, which were the little men. And then Mary got like 2 crits on Big Daddy.
I do remember the crits, but I remember those being with your bow. But I guess I do remember you moving because you are the one who physically picked up both or stabilized both Tim and Titus. Tim and Art. I do remember that. But I also remember Titus like standing over Art's unconscious body, putting himself between Art's unconscious body and Big Daddy. That is also a moment that happened.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, Mary did that too.
You did not put your body in between.
Yeah, I put my body on top of Tim.
Yeah, the shaman was like... Alright, Tim's gonna be like, okay, Titus, you get 40, me, or get 30-30.
What about Corbin? And Mary's gonna look at me like, you can't cut him out.
If we want to give him money after the fact, we can do that. If we want to give him money after the fact that we split it, we can do that, but let's get that initial sharing first.
She's gonna look at Tim and she's like, you can't do that to our boy. You better give him the money after the fact.
How about he fights us for it? If he actually wants a cut, he can fight us for it.
And she's gonna look at Titus and it's like, in what world is this a fair fight? He has 1 arm. 1 arm.
And a stick.
I'll put an arm behind my back.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I don't want it that bad. I don't need it that badly. Thanks, Mary. I don't want to fight him.
He's been through a lot.
Tim just goes down to Mary's like, look, I'll give him some of the money. I'm not
Are you
gonna
going to give him at
completely
least
cut him
10%?
out, but that's something we can figure out after the fact. But like as of right now, he was not in that case, so it doesn't make sense that he is included in this initial spending spree or initial splitting.
I think he deserves it since he was considered collateral, and as a person, that's mean. And I think he earns at least 10% since he was collateral because of y'all's book shenanigans. I got collateral for threats. No, yeah, she's not talking to you. She's fully just talking to them at this point. I got collateraled because of my shenanigans, but you guys got him collateraled because of the book.
While this conversation's going on, Art walks over to Titus and says, 40, and he points at Tim and says 30, and he points at himself, 30, and holds out his hand.
Fully had to do the math.
There's 10% left over.
40,
30, 30. That's 100.
No, that's 100%. That's all
40, 30, 30?
Yeah.
That's why I had to do the math. I was double checking. I thought there also was 10% left over.
Titus?
40, 30, 30.
I think it should be 50, 30, 20.
No.
Art drops his arm and looks at
Tim's just gonna be like, no.
Like, I just want to go buy some fucking weapons.
You can do that with 30%. You're passed out, so
I know, but we have to make an agreement first. I'm not gonna steal from you guys. I'll steal from anybody else, but we need to fucking decide.
Oh, wait, hold on. 40, 30, 30, and Mary gives him back the hat.
I think you already gave him the hat.
No, because he gave me the hat because I had to show it at proof that
that's right.
That I took.
Yeah, but you gave it to me. I'll give it back now.
I know. I forgot about the fucking fez. God, that would be so funny, but I don't want that to be the deciding factor.
I think it's a great, because you were real intense about that hat earlier. So Titus would definitely think it was sweetening the pot. How much is up to you, but Titus would definitely see that as sweetening the pot.
40, 30, 30, the hat, and one of your prettiest gemstones, Mary.
No. But I'll give you my warg earrings. I'll make you warg jewelry.
Ooh, I'll take some bone jewelry.
Okay, what do you want? Earrings and necklaces?
Yes.
I can also do belly rings, but you have to have your navel pierced at this point.
I mean, with how many times I've been stabbed, I'd be surprised if I didn't already have them. I know that's
Shakira.
I like it. I got the joke, though. I appreciate it.
Yeah. 40, 30, 30, the hat, and some war jewelry.
Some bling?
Yes.
Art's like, all right.
Can we cut it at that? Are we good?
Is that good? Are we good? Have we reached an agreement?
Yes.
Sure. Reluctantly, sure.
He says, great! And he goes and he just pulls one of the bags off the back of the cart, and he walks over to Tim. He says, point the wand at this. How much do I got?
10 points the wand.
And
Forgot we.
Oh God. Well, I mean, you already have the numbers all written down. Can you just plug them into a calculator and divide them that way?
I just need you to tell me, because you guys did spend, Titus did spend a little bit of this money on the bag of withholding.
Hold on. Okay, what was the total amount after Titus
You already took
payment?
care of that. Good. Okay, so how much?
Yeah.
What's the value you guys currently have in your pot?
A lot. Well, it's separated by gold, silver, and copper, so it's
How much is
I did
it
the
all
same
in gold?
numbers.
Okay,
How much is it all in gold?
No, I want to know it in that. Give me a second. Copper, silver, gold. Okay, what do you got?
Gold, 17,760.
Okay, how much silver you got?
65,480.
Okay, and how much copper you got?
28,760.
Okay, great. So that is, you move the decimal in one, so that's another 6,548 gold and silver, and then you move it over twice, and another 287 gold and copper. 16, 15, 10, 19, fucking 10, 15, 14. You guys have 24,595 gold worth of value by my calculations.
Hold on, I'm gonna find the percentage. So 40%.
Are we okay with just like making it all gold?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for this
Cool.
purpose.
At least
Okay,
God.
for Titus.
we'll say that Titus pawns off all the small change on the other two who are going to retire their characters anyway, and Titus ends up with all the gold. So that
Okay,
Perfect.
for in total gold amount for Titus being 40%, it's 9,838.
Oh God, hold on. 9,838. Okay.
And then for the two 30% is 7,378.5.
0.5. That's going to be really important. I'm sure that that those guys are going to be fighting over that last gold piece. You know what? I'm gonna say that you guys go to find those silver pieces, those last few, and they're gone. They're like you guys missed them collecting them from the cart, so you have to round down to the nearest full amount because you didn't collect every single coin that tumbled out of the cart. Some of them are missing.
Okay, so 7,378.
Yeah, there you go. You guys
have
lost like a couple silver pieces, like it wasn't a big deal.
I really want to know how much the goblins technically had, though, just out of curiosity. How ballin' were these goblins?
Like 3 to 4 times that amount.
Were they pimping? Were they Scotty pimping?
I mean, they had some money. They had some dollar bills.
Were they? This is when it's like there was a secret corridor with like a stripper pole where they were just like making it rain.
Jesus.
It's a bunch of battered and beaten goblins who just get coins chucked at them while they're stripping, and they just like are fucking bruised and
making it hail, baby.
Okay, great.
That is both sad and funny. Oh wait, Titus, did you ever get your thing loaded in?
It's processing. I was looking at the wrong area. It takes like 10 or 15 minutes to actually process. We'll get to it later.
Art's going to pick up his share of the gold and say, well, I'm off to the blacksmith shop. I'll meet you guys somewhere later.
Real quick, not so fast. Like Tim's like gonna be like, all right. So I know we got our 30%, but I think it's only fair if we get 5% each to Corbin, considering, yeah, he's a bit weaker now, but without him in the beginning, we would have been donezo.
I can give you the 10% amount if we can agree on it.
I will say that if you can get a yes from Daniel, that Art will give.
I feel like that's such an easy thing.
No, I think you could, but I want to include Daniel. I want you to reach out to him. I want him to feel like he's still making his character.
Give Corbin that rounded half.
Oh, by the way, the 10% would end up being 2,459.5.
So 1K from each person, about roughly.
More like 1K and then like 200.
We're rounding.
1K 200 basically.
1,200 and 1,000 gold is the same amount of gold to Corbin. So, if you guys want to round it down to 1,000 apiece, I think that for accounting purposes, like it's all the same to Corbin. He's not gonna 2,000 gold and 2,400 gold is not gonna. To him, that feels the same. They're both impossibly large numbers.
I have asked, and should be able to get a response too.
Okay.
So the thing for the model is still processing, and it says like 10 to 15 minutes. It's been like 30.
Well, it's 8:00. We've been streaming for over an hour. So if we can get through this interaction and decide what we're going to do next, then I'll call for break, and we can see if that 5 or 10 minutes is enough for you guys to look at it and figure it out.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, now that we got this taken care of, I know the Mary Horse stuff and then the Tim Letter stuff was going to be in the background. So, like, if Titus and Art and everyone else is good with the time skip now, I'm like down for whatever at this point, because that would be Mary's only other concern, which is going to be a background thing.
Okay, so then what I will do is I'm going to call for break, and I'm going to encourage you guys to, during the break, think about what your characters would do if they were stuck in town for about 3 days, because that is going to be the first, or I guess Titus. I'll ask Titus what he'd do if he was stuck in town for about 3 days, because that'll be the first kind of leg of all of this downtime, and then Titus will probably ultimately end up having anywhere between a week and a half and 2 weeks before the timeline works out for his new characters to be introduced. But I know he's got a bunch of cash, and once like Tim and Mary and Corbin and Art like dip, and he's basically like on his own again. He's a mercenary. He's like used to this kind of lifestyle. So you and I will kind of talk about what he'd want to do. But think about it over the break, and we'll basically role play a week's worth of time when I get back, and then we'll do character introductions. Sound good?
Okay. Yeah, give me like 15 or so. I got to take the dog out.
Okay, it's 8. We'll start looking for you at 8:15. No pressure if it takes you an extra couple.
Cool.
All right, I'll be back.
There.
You all right?
So Andre.
Jeremy said so it's still pressing on his end.
Ooh, that's not good. That's not
Yeah,
what
it's
you
fine.
want. That's not what you want. Well,
Yeah.
I'm glad that you guys are on it at least, figuring it out, getting more models and stuff. You guys stacked them all up.
Yeah, I'll work
That
on the
would
back
be
end of
me.
it later this weekend.
Cool.
Yeah, I found one that has like a bit of a. It's not a mohawk, but it's like the soap cut from Call of Duty, and he has an axe. It's an orc.
Cheers, y'all.
Ew.
Been really enjoying some whiskey now that the weather's finally getting cold.
Yo, is that Woodford Reserve?
That is exactly what that is. Is Woodford
Dude, that's my
Reserve.
favorite whiskey.
What's that now?
That's my favorite whiskey.
Is it?
Yeah.
My favorite is Buffalo Trace, but this is a close second. I've never decided like, oh, I'm gonna try a new bottle of whiskey, and then bought a consecutive second bottle of that same whiskey. Never done
Yeah.
it before until Woodford Reserve. So
Dude, I fucking love Woodford. It's really cheap compared to a lot of other whiskeys, and I think it tastes really good.
yeah, I super agree with you, and that's a lot how I feel about Buffalo Trace. It's a
Okay.
it's a pretty cheap bottle of whiskey that just drinks way smoother than anything else on its shelf, and most of the
I,
stuff on the shelf above it.
I will check out Buffalo Trace.
Yeah. But yeah, my buddy Soto actually, who plays Kythar in my Wednesday night campaign, is the one who suggested Woodford Reserve. So,
Well, I'm disappointed it wasn't me.
well, I'm sure I heard it from you first many days ago. But I was standing in Target with my buddy Soto, and he was like, "They don't have Buffalo Trace, but Woodford Reserve, that's good stuff." And I was like, "All right."
Yeah, that's very fair.
Yeah. Okay. So then, coming back to our game, welcome back, folks.
Nothing to do.
We are going to have a bit of a time jump here as we go because Mary and Tim are going to be sunset and retired as characters, but only semi-retired because I am a gracious DM, and if you get invested enough in my world that you want to retire your character, but like also want to still do a thing or two with them because like they're not done with their story yet, we basically shift over to a West Marches style campaign with those characters, where as everybody else is going to be going through time, they will be doing their own stuff in the background. Primarily, I believe their main immediate issue is trying to release Corbin from his contract. But like Mary's also trying to track down a horse for a young boy. And Tim needs to like send some letters back to the Free People's Academy in Port Saucus, and so they're going to be kind of like doing this stuff in the background over the next couple of days. So I want to give you guys as a party one more moment together to say goodbye as parting words, give each other plans and forwarding addresses or whatever you guys are interested in doing. And then I already know what you guys want to do, being Tim and Mary and Art. So we're just going to be kind of like time skipping Titus through a week and some, and then introducing him to Max, and then introducing the two of them to Echo. So you guys are all together. Art has, we'll say that it's later in the evening. We'll say you guys have gathered around your money wagon, which is now just a wagon because I'm assuming everybody has taken their share of the money and like put it on their own person.
Yeah,
That was my plan.
I did get a response from Daniel, and he said, yeah, he'd be fine with giving his a portion of his to Corbin.
Great. Then he lost 5% of his amount to Corbin, which I'm pretty sure, or 1,000, I think is what we decided to keep it easy. So he's still got about $6,000 left, and he's definitely spent some of that money. You guys doubt it's all in his pocket now, as he's got this like brand new armor, and he's got like like throwing knives and like he's got like throwing knives and like a throwing axe and like another pair of brand new hand axes and like a brand new like It's got like a sheet of metal. It's like a face mask that's cloth, but it's like, got like a piece of metal in front of it to protect his face, And he comes back looking fucking ballin'. And he's like swinging a couple of daggers on his fingers as he comes around the corner, like, hey, what's up, guys? What'd you guys buy?
Did Corbin go shopping, assumedly?
Corbin probably hung out with one of you guys. So it depends.
I guess Mary
would
Mary would have gone shopping with Corbin in the sense of to get Corbin some nicer clothes. But specifically, Mary would have reapplied the makeup.
Got you. That's a good specifically. I appreciate that.
Okay. Do I need to re-roll?
You do need to roll a disguise for today.
Yep.
Because you haven't done that yet. Actually, I guess technically Corbin would have only had whatever makeup was left from whatever you applied on him like 4 or 5 days ago, so it would not have taken much to smudge it. I didn't even think about that.
Hold on, my dice got. Doo-doo. That's gonna be an 8 plus. Let me see. Disguise check. Mary Plum reloading.
Gotta make sure it rolls down.
Dun, 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 dun.
Hey, is Warg W-A-R-G or O?
Oh, W-O-R-G.
Okay, that's what I thought initially.
Yeah.
And then for the disguise check, so plus 10, so 18.
Okay, as always, Mary thinks she did a great job. Tim, anything in particular you're going to do in this hour while Titus is out shopping? Art's out shopping.
Probably just writing stuff down, getting it prepared. Okay. He's gonna save his money, so he's not gonna shopping spree.
That's fair. And then Titus, anything you would do in the hour before we reconnect here?
I don't think so. This is what we're doing, like just before we say our goodbyes or whatever.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I already kind of shopped before they did the blood contract shit, so like this town doesn't really have the caliber of items that I'm looking for yet.
No, it does not. Art came back with a lot of mundane steel. That's what Art came
maybe I was like trying to find a horse that I could buy to pull the cart so that I could have like some transport out of this town.
Yeah, not a lot of horses. And did you talk with your party about that at all by chance?
Well, no, because I figured we were parting ways.
Cool. Where would you start the process of asking around for a horse?
I mean, the only contact I've made thus far is the general, so maybe there. At the very least, just to ask, like, hey, might I be able to find a horse?
He's gonna roll his eyes and be like, "The gnome, she's still looking for the chestnut, huh?"
I'm just gonna blink at him, confused.
The other adventurer in town, the gnome, she's bad at her knickers in a twist about the horse that's all over town. The Woodsman's Guild. She threatened Jox's life. They got exiled for a little while. It was a whole thing. You didn't. I'm assuming that you're asking on her behalf.
No, I'm looking for a horse for myself.
Oh, he says, well, your party would know. There are not many options here in town. If you want to buy a horse, you got to buy it off a farmer who is currently otherwise using the horse or someone else. I think that
are there any mules?
Mules. I mean,
mules.
He's like saying,
very large dog.
We don't have a proper stable in town, so it's more of a who can you find with one type thing.
Are there any large dogs? I'm not above putting together a land dog sled.
You would have an easier time finding a few dogs than a horse or two, but gosh, he says, you really have better luck in Woodhurst in general. They actually have a proper stable there where you can buy horses.
Where is that?
It's about 3 days south of here.
Okay, I guess that will be where Titus plans on going once all of the loose ends and stuff are tied up here.
Cool. Sick.
Thank you, and I guess I'll give him a gold as a tip.
Oh, they'll appreciate that. Okay. So then, if you guys are now reconvening. Tim has written his letter, started the process of writing his letters. Mary has taken care of Corbin and gone shopping with him. Corbin's a man of simple taste. He buys like a new robe from Barthen's, and he buys like a fancy ornate dagger from the blacksmith.
Can we get him a headband?
He like buys himself a little treat from the Sweet Dreams Bakery. Yeah, absolutely. And then as you could buy him a headband. It costs like 3 silver or something for like it's a regular ass cloth.
Wait. I want to go to the Sweet Dreams Bakery.
Cool. Then as Corbin like puts it on, he's like, a headband. He's like, can't believe I didn't think of that. Hold on, I gotta sneeze.
Mentally, I'm picturing him looking like Solid Snake now.
But with like pointed ears, which are also coincidentally the tops of his ears are hidden because of the headband. It's a twofer. You guys make your way to the Sweet Dreams Bakery, and you find your buddy Titus already there. Titus, sweet, yeah. You find a human man manning the. You follow your nose to the scent of sweet cakes and pastries, warm bread, and just general comfort foods. And you find a slouching, aging human man who is like obviously very depressed, just kind of like going through the motions of his bakery, and you like crossing the threshold in like doesn't even register as he's like just kind of like going about his business behind the counter, like tending to one of the ovens.
What does the sign for the bakery look like?
It's a regular wooden sign that says Sweet Dreams Bakery on it. And it's got like a big cloud, and the cloud, and like sitting on top of the cloud is like a big like dessert bun, but it's just like a wooden sign hanging from a support.
Okay, so like perpendicular from the wall.
Yeah.
So it's sticking out for like passerbys.
Yeah.
Okay. How tall would you say that roof is?
The roof, or where the sign comes out?
Where the bottom of the sign comes out. How high off the ground would you say that would be?
I don't know, 7 feet, 8 feet.
Okay. I'm gonna roll something dumb real quick.
Cool.
Okay. Rolling. Damn it.
Rolling.
Okay, that's an 18. So all of this was in an attempt to like go into the bakery and say like, "What's the name of your bakery?" So that he could say "Sweet Dreams," and I wanted to say, "What is it made of?"
They're flour.
But
reference to this is what dreams are made.
Thank you. Sweet dreams are made of this.
Oh no, I was thinking something else.
Yeah.
I was thinking the one where it's like,
all,
hey now.
That was all a long con to try to get to that joke, and I rolled an 18 on my perception, so I definitely saw the sign.
You definitely saw the sign, yeah.
As a penalty, I would like to buy a pastry.
And he just kind of like hands you, like reaches down, just like hands you a pastry, and is like, "That's 3 copper."
Rifling through my bag. Nah, here's a gold.
Okay, so he says, "Oh, thanks. It should help with the hiring new help." And he takes a big sigh.
Hiring new help?
Says, "I lost my previous apprentice in the last blood moon. It hasn't been the same."
Well, this should keep you afloat.
Yeah, it should. Thank you very much. And Mary who else wanted the bakery?
Mary and Corbin, because Corbin was going to get a snack.
Yeah. So and then Mary and Corbin like walk in and see see Titus like standing at the counter talking with this hunched human man. What did Mary and Corbin do? What was Mary do?
We just like politely wait in line, you know.
Okay, sounds good. And so you overhear part of this conversation. Like he's like Titus says, "Yeah, I should keep you afloat." And he says, "Yeah, or help me buy some new help." Titus, your interaction is drawing to an end. You turn around and find Mary and Corbin standing in line politely behind you.
I'm still like mad about the interaction that happened, so I'm just gonna like glare at Corbin, take a bite of my pastry, and walk out.
And
Mary, once
you
he
hear
walks
him like
out,
hoarsely whisper at Mary once you're not quite out of earshot, like, "What a grumpy Gus."
mm-hmm. And once Titus
want to turn around and like tower over him without him knowing, and
it's like one of those things he like sees the shadow and he like turns around. Ah! Hey Titus. Is that a good pastry?
Take another bite. It's delicious. Turn around and leave.
Once Titus leaves, it's just going to be like, he has a lot of problems. That's coming from me.
Outside of the door just before it closes. One of them is you.
No, Mary said that once you left. Sorry, Titus. No smart-ass remarks this time.
Oh, funny. Okay, so then so then we're going to fast forward you guys to kind of your final words together. I know that you have talked with me, your DM, about what you'd like your players to do, or your characters to do, rather. Your characters have not had any dialogue with each other about what their plan is moving forward here. So now is the time to make all that happen, guys.
Well, I guess Mary would be specifically talking to Tim because he said, like, you know, the gems could be sold in Port Saucus for the money.
Right.
So, like, she'd be, like, talking to him about that, being like, okay, like, we're going to go with you to Port Saucus if you're going there. That way we can sell the gems and get his contract straightened out.
Yeah.
I'll probably ask Tim if there's any good food in Port Saucus.
You can take your picks. There's restaurants galore.
That might be a nice next place to stop.
And it's just gonna be like you can probably sell some of the less valuable ones and stuff on to towns on the way there. Just get a bit of extra money and save the good ones for Port Saucus
and Mary's gonna go, nah, that's how you ruin an economy. I'll just sell them all at once at Port Saucus. And she, like, you know, puts the bag, you know, hides it in the one place every woman knows to hide a wallet. Titties.
Titty wallet. That's the way. I store it.
That's the way. I store it.
And Tim's in the middle of writing stuff. Like, I'm writing stuff. So hopefully they'll, get these to Port Saucus and they can send someone down and, I don't know, try and take care of the situation. Because if that last Goblin Cave showed me anything, is that I am not prepared to deal with this kind of thing. So my plan is to, hopefully get someone else down here that they can and let them know, and from there, basically, go back to Port Saucus and figure the Corbin situation stuff out, and go from there. I figure the gold we got is going to put on that a good dent in that plan and make it easy enough to get his contract, but yeah, basically just waiting for someone to show up once he gets sent out. So I'll be in town for a bit.
Okay. So it's like, I'll be ready to leave whenever you guys are. And he's gonna look over at Titus and be like, "What about you, big boy? What are you gonna do?"
I'm going to. I already forgot the name of the town, but that one.
Woodhurst.
I'm going to Woodhurst.
I think Turns to Tim. How are we getting to Port Saucus?
So you're not gonna like it.
It's a great way to start an interaction.
I was planning to go by boat.
He does not like boats.
Yeah, Corbin's gonna say, I thought we talked about that. I thought we talked about boats.
Like, Mary's gonna look at him and be like, "But think of it this way: you don't have to hide in the boat. You get your own cabin and everything because now you have money."
Yeah, we can get a nice. We don't have to go on a basic merchant ship. We can go on a
You could
nicer
buy a
one.
boat.
We could buy a boat technically.
Corbin says, I like that. I don't want anybody else to be on the boat. I'll go on a boat, but only if nobody else is on it.
And we can rent a boat.
Buy a boat.
Yeah, because we are not traveling through the Badlands.
Where are we going to get a boat? How do we get a boat?
Probably go down to Woodhurst once we figure out. Once like someone gets down here and we can catch them up to speed, we can go down there and get that and take care of that.
Oh.
From the
What's up?
general store, obviously.
Yeah, what's gonna be like The Sims, where you can just buy everything in the catalog.
It's a
folding boat.
forestry town. They can build us a boat.
It's a folding boat.
And Corbin's going to say, yeah, didn't the guild say that they'd build us wood shit on our way out the door?
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, we can figure out the specifics of it, but get to Port Saucus by boat, whether it's one we rent or commission. Get down there, take care of that, and we can go from there. I know I'm just gonna probably talk to Jars and see anything about if we can do anything about the werewolf curses as well.
Why would you need to worry about a werewolf curse?
Mary's
Just
gonna
be on the safe side.
Mary's gonna look at
How
Corbin.
many werewolves do you run into on the regular? I mean, can't be that often. I wouldn't worry about it.
Mary's gonna look at Corbin and it's like, we'll fill you in later. We'll talk more about it later. Don't worry about it.
Why can't we talk about it now?
It's better to do it when you're more comfortable. Not something you really want to talk about while we're standing out in the middle of the woods.
Corbin looks around. I'm sure there's a log somewhere we can sit on.
And she's just gonna go, don't worry about it. We'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it with Jared.
Okay, you guys are being weird.
You don't know yet, Corbin, but I have terminal cancer, and I will not be being played by Andreas the Kid.
Jesus, man.
I now have terminal cancer, and I will turn into Walter White.
There is no cancer in the world of Valmina, because why the fuck would there be if I get to make all the rules? So, literally doesn't exist here. But I get the joke.
It's just not called cancer.
It's called the black lung.
Magic cancer.
It's magical herpes.
Magical.
It's wife cancer.
Oh.
It's called the rot.
And with that, your DM is going to force you guys into the following day. Tim, Mary, it sounds like all of you guys are heading to Woodhurst, because if Tim wants to get a letter out, he has to do that from somewhere that has guild access, and the only guild that exists here is the Woodsman's Guild, and he needs to find the Courier's Guild in order to get any of his information up to Port Saucus. So, you guys.
Well, Mary would be staying in town because of the horse situation, wouldn't she?
That's right. So everybody except Mary then, and possibly
we'll meet up later.
Could head down to Woodhurst then.
It sounds fair.
Okay, great.
We're time skipping here. We'll meet up. We'll meet up at some point.
Okay, so then there are 3 days. I'm going to actually start taking note here, because otherwise I'm going to fucking miss all this. So there are 3 days that pass for you guys to get from Woodhurst to Port Sakis. Along the way, it is fairly without incident. There, you do find a horse-drawn carriage which is tipped over on the side of the road, part way down, and there is like a half elf who's like running and limping away from it. I just want to know whether or not you guys would have engaged with this strange individual.
You want to know whether we do what with the individual?
Engaged. There's a turned over wagon. There's a halfling who's like kind of run limping away from the wagon. And then there's a second individual who like pops out from behind the overturned wagon and begins like taking off after the first person.
How well off does the halfling look?
This a broke bitch or a rich
any
bitch?
traveler worth their salt knows to not look rich while they're driving on the road, and this halfling is no exception. He's wearing a pretty standard traveler's garb.
What about the other guy?
Their overturned cart.
The other guy's half naked. And the overturned cart you can't really see. You see the cart, you can't tell what's in it because it's underneath the cart.
For funniness,
right,
what part is
how
naked?
big was it?
Comparable to the cart that you guys used to haul your gold in, that you're like hauling right now.
Well, if I know anything, you can hide a shit ton of gold in one of them carts. So I'm gonna attack the aggressor.
You're gonna attack the half naked guy.
The aggressor? Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, that's the half naked guy who's chasing after.
Yeah, that guy.
Cool.
How is he half naked? Is this shirtless or is this dude just running no pants?
Bottomless party, baby.
Bottomless party, baby. No shoes.
Is
no
he?
Pants,
is
no,
that
no
how
problem.
he's half naked?
Yeah, no shoes, no pants, no problem.
He's just balls out.
Well, I mean, his tunic is covering it, but yeah.
This
No
halfling,
shoes,
Titus,
no
you have
pants,
to
no
intervene. This
problem.
halfling's gonna get assaulted.
Yeah, I want to attack that guy.
Attack roll. Yeah, roll an attack roll.
That's gonna be 14 plus 11, I think.
That's gonna hit a half-naked
Yeah.
halfling all day long.
Oh yeah.
Give it a go.
We're gonna cut him in half, or we're gonna like knock him out?
That's my question. Lethal or non-lethal damage, I guess.
It's gonna be lethal, non-lethal. I'm not trying to take his head off, but I definitely want to like. I want to aim for his legs. I want to basically like kneecap him.
Cool.
Ooh.
So this is a D12 plus 7. So we'll throw you here. D12. That's 14 slashing damage.
14 slashing damage?
Yes.
You take both of his legs off cleanly. This dude is now a torso with arms, and he just flops to the ground, and seems completely unfazed. He's like crawling zombie style. Not at
I'm gonna walk over,
but at the merchant who is now like cowering.
Oh, he
behind
got
a tree.
rabies.
I'm gonna walk over and step on the small of his back to keep him from continuing.
And he kind of like reaches back and
Don't make me take your arms off next, boy. Is he still kind of feral?
Oh yeah, super feral.
Okay.
He got rabies.
I guess I'll use my second attack to non-lethally like try to knock him out with the butt of my great axe.
He's incapable of defending himself at this point, so just roll your damage.
Is this? Tim is trying to see if this was potential. I guess he wouldn't necessarily know, but like, would this have been one of the people from the one like Werebor camp?
Roll a just straight up wisdom check, unless you can think of another skill you want to use.
Maybe nature, because it's like the thing of if he knows a bit about him, he could potentially see
identify
if it's,
one.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, or if that's like a stage of it. All right, let's see.
Yeah, go for it.
This guy could also just be tripping on meth. We don't know.
13 non-lethal damage.
13 non-lethal damage. That you hit him with the flat of your blade, and this dude just like conks out immediately. What's your final, Andreas?
14.
On a 14, he does not look familiar. However, he is definitely like looking at him, and the frothing of the mouth, the bloodshot eyes, the just like the complete disregard for pain. You are able to identify this as like a drug induced state that this guy was in.
Hustling mess.
No, it's definitely bath salts.
And
I was about to say, actually,
the merchant
yeah,
like
bath
makes
salt.
his way back over. He says, "Oh, thank you so much." He's completely out of breath.
You carrying crack in that cart? This dude is all drugged out.
I'm gonna walk over to the cart like as soon as this interaction starts and try to flip it so I can start looking through what's in it.
Oh my god,
what
he's
is
Walter
your
White.
strength stat, Titus?
20.
Yeah, with ease. You just turn this cart back over. A bunch of its produce, there's like corn and sweet potatoes and stuff that are out, that are like, falling out. But you look down and you notice that there's like a couple of ears of corn that don't look like the rest.
So I'm gonna start putting all the produce back on the cart, and then I want to try to pocket one of the corns while I'm doing it.
Cool. Roll me a sleight of hand check to see how sly you are in this process.
Can I get advantage since I'm putting all the other shit back on too?
Let me ask your fellow players what they're doing real quick, and then I'll answer that question for you.
I figure if
Mary's
Tim's
not
also,
with them, but Art and Tim both are.
figure if Tim's talking to the merchant, that would also distract him from Titus.
So you can see Titus flipping the wagon over and starting to put stuff back. Titus, are you going to make eye contact with Tim or try to, or are you just going to do this as quietly as you can?
I'm very much not worried about them, so all of the focus is on I'm putting stuff on the cart, and as I'm doing it, I'm trying to like take note of what I'm seeing, and when I see the corn, I want to like try to put it off to the side, and then as I'm putting more stuff on, I want to slip it into my pocket.
Yeah. So, Tim, what are you saying to the merchant exactly? You asked him if he's got some kind of meth or crack or something on it, and he like puts his hand on the back of his neck and he says, "No, just produce, of course. Nothing like that."
Would I be able to do like I guess an insight or whatever kind of check too?
That's a sense motive
Unless
check, and yes,
sense motive.
You can make one of those. Titus, go ahead and roll with advantage. If Tim is having this conversation with the merchant, then he is not obviously watching you very closely.
That merchant's hustling candy corn.
-1. So let's do the dice tower for this.
To the sleight of
9.
hand.
Yeah.
That's 11.
That's 11.
I got a 15 minus 4.
And then on Tim's 9, there is an element of truth to this. Like, you can see the produce with your own eyes. And, you kind of look over at Titus just in time to see Titus pocket one of these pieces of corn. But the merchant doesn't notice because he's got his back to all of that looking at you. So, on the surface, he's telling the truth, but it does strike you as odd that Titus is like pocketing corn. Titus, with your roll, it's enough to not have the shopkeep see you. So you seem to have gotten away with it.
Sick.
And I think Tim's gonna like crouch down because he's a halfling, right? So he's a bit shorter.
Yeah.
It's like, listen, I'm not the Merchants Guild. I'm not gonna rat you out, but
Oh, the Merchants Guild, of course not. Get incredibly nervous just at the mention of the Merchants Guild.
Listen, and like as you said, it's Merchants Guild. He spits on the ground.
Definitely,
but
some wordies, yeah.
And he's like, I mainly just like this dude. Like I can tell he's on something. If you've got any idea as to what he may or may not be on, we can help him get better. If he's not, then we help as many people we can here.
He looks down.
We
and
can
says,
kill him too if that's a better option.
What?
And the merchant looks down at the bleeding out individual and says, I think you nearly have killed him already.
Is this is a South Park moment where I look down, it's just a bloody stain, takes him a second to say he's dead?
He will be dead very soon if nobody does anything.
Because he's bleeding out from the legs.
He's knocked out, so I think Tim is gonna, it's a bit gross, but he's gonna go and like grab the lobbed off body parts and then like use, I guess, Cure Light Wounds on him to reattach him.
That is something that, because it's happening immediately, depending on the number of hit points that you're able to heal for, is very possible. So roll your Cure Light Wounds, and I'll tell you what happens here.
D8 plus 5, so let's see.
Gotta love random encounters. I love random encounters. They're probably my favorite part of running D&D. It's like I write a story, all that stuff, but hands down, the most interesting moments come from, and there's this crazy guy coming out of a wagon!
Okay, let's see. The first one is going to heal for 7, and the second one is going to heal for
7.
Damn, minimum healing 6.
That's
7 and 6.
That's 13 of the 14 lethal damage that he took. So absolutely enough to reattach both legs more or less successfully. And he starts coming to in the process. And he comes to and he looks up at you. And please roll me a reflex save, Tim, as he reaches out to bite you.
Damn it. I'm going to throw a bomb at this dude's face.
This is why you don't help the crackhead. Now you're not going to have a face anymore.
I've already lost the skin on my palm.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. That shit's funny.
Fuck. Do I have inspiration?
I don't know.
I don't want to
keep track of. Is this what you want to use your inspiration on?
I don't.
Oh man.
I don't have inspiration. I'm gonna get crack AIDS.
I'm gonna get crack AIDS.
Reflex save total of 9.
Oh, total of 9, he says. Well, that'll let me. I need to do 20 here. Ooh, yeah, for sure. You get bit for. Oh, wow, 6 damage. And I need you to roll me a fortitude saving throw, please. Make me a fortitude saving throw, please.
Let's see.
You about to get turned too, son.
You're gonna get a contact high.
He's been bitten already, and he's screaming out in pain. He's like, "Oh, son of a bitch, Titus."
Who said that?
Tim.
I'll fucking roll up right on Tim.
I'm saying like it's "ow, son of a bitch" as a cry of pain, and he's yelling for Titus's help.
Oh, I thought you said some little bitch Titus. I'm like, excuse you?
Some little bitch Titus.
Do you want to fucking die, son?
Fortitude saving throw, also a 9.
Also a 9, he says. Yeah, so he gets bit and calls out for Titus. Titus, what are you doing in this action? The guy whose legs you have chopped off now has his legs reattached. He's got his mouth latched onto Tim's face, and he's taking a huge chunk out of his cheek. And he's begun the process of frothing at the mouth and going feral again. You've just overturned the wagon and started putting stuff back on it. You're not done yet. You've got a piece of corn in your pocket. What are you doing here?
I'm gonna stop what I'm doing. I'm gonna head over, try to put that guy in a headlock and pull him off of Tim.
Roll me a grapple check, please.
Would that just be my strength mod?
No, you have a thing on your. It says grapple. It's combat maneuvers. It's next to like dirty trick and bull rush and other stuff like that. You have a CMB
Grapple, okay.
and a CMD. You're rolling
Damn.
your
Alright, it's
CMB plus your D20.
okay. So it's basically just an unarmed attack.
Pretty much.
So
Yeah.
oops, that's the wrong button. That's a plus 11. So let's go ahead and drop one of these bad boys. Did I fucking miss the dice tray? What's going on here?
I don't know. Let's see what you got. Now you good.
There we go. There we go.
Hey!
Whew. 27.
27? Oh, yeah. Super successful headlock. This guy can't turn around to bite you. You've got him super solidly, and you've pulled him off of Tim, and you're just kind of like holding him in place on the ground.
Should we just
Tim
put this thing out of its misery?
Yeah, Tim is gonna stab him at this point. Like,
oh, I wanted to snap his neck.
You can do that too. Tim is getting a javelin in him.
I'm considering him helpless, so go ahead and just roll your damage die, because he is incapable of defending himself at this point, with Titus like holding him down and all this stuff.
Javelin.
I want to snap his neck.
You can do that too.
Yeah.
Assuming Tim doesn't crit here, I guess he doesn't roll a d20, but assuming he doesn't roll max damage.
7 damage, pretty close to max. It's only doing with the javelin.
Yeah, so Tim, where are you stabbing this guy, Tim?
Gut.
So Tim stabs this guy in the gut, and Titus, you're gonna just go ahead and snap this guy's neck?
If the stab doesn't like stop the wriggling, then yeah, I'm gonna snap his.
It super does not. So you snap this dude's neck, and his body falls limp to the ground. And the half elf, wagon merchant who was there before, just, oh my gods, I didn't know he was back there.
I'm gonna spit on his corpse and say that's what I get for showing mercy.
Same.
And Art like kicks some dirt on him after not doing anything, and is like, "Yeah, dumbass."
I mean, with this, Tim is gonna basically cure light wounds himself, and then also just maybe run like a heal check and see if he's basically just try and take care of him, make sure he doesn't get whatever rabies this dude had.
Yeah, and you're gonna roll a heal check on yourself?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back and keep loading up the cart, looking for anything else out of the ordinary.
So you regain your hit points, but Titus starts looking real tasty.
Oh, son of a bitch.
He's coming after your cheeks, Titus.
God damn it, this is how Tim dies because he tried to help the crackhead.
I'm gonna say, though, if this is how Tim dies, this is a Tim way to go out.
I'm gonna be so disappointed if this is how he goes. To a random encounter-ass crackhead. 26 for the heal check.
It is a real world that you live in. Tim is like trying to figure out what's going on with him, and he's like assessing the damage. He pulls out something with a reflective surface, and he looks at it, and he can see like darkening of the wound spot immediately, and like the veins, going in and out of it, starting to like pulsate. He looks up at Titus, and he can feel his mouth starting to froth, and he's like, "Ah, shit, this isn't good." And with a 26, that is a phenomenal check, and you know that you are going to lose control of your faculties soon. What would you like to do with the amount of time you have left, Tim? Art is standing right beside you. Titus is a few feet away. And Art's looking over at you. You okay, buddy?
No, if I go feral here, you have permission to lob my head off, and if you can, get my goal to Marion Corbin. Also, make sure this letter.
Your head off. That's not. Whoa, you're good. I'm not gonna.
And he's just continuing. He's like, make sure these letters get to the Warriors Guild.
I'm gonna poke my head up from over by the cart as soon as he's like, "Yeah, I give you permission to lop my head off," and Art is like, "No, I can't do it." Just poke my head up, like, "Don't worry, I got it," and go back to reloading the cart.
Because he got bit by what's his name, right?
What?
Or in the face, right?
Yeah, you got bit by the crazy feral guy in the face. Yeah, Tim did.
Damn, I was hoping it was the arm because Tim would absolutely have him just cut his arm off.
It's already in your bloodstream, dude. Too late.
Tim is gonna attempt to cut his shit. He's gonna set half of his face.
He's gonna have his face on fire?
Yep.
Cool. Roll me a regular, whatever your bomb damage is, roll it against yourself. It's a hit. You're gonna set yourself on fire. Just roll your damage.
Oh shit.
That's what you have access to in your pouch. You only have a moment to react. That's what you grab, and you just smash one against your face, basically.
Damn. That's a lot of damage. Well, up to 3d6 plus. Okay.
Oh, those are good numbers, though.
9 damage.
9 damage. I'm assuming you're still conscious?
Yeah.
And as the blood, like sears to a boil, and the entire side of your face, shoulder, and right arm catch fire, go ahead and roll me another fortitude save.
Have you guys seen this before or something?
No.
No.
Genuinely just crackhead.
Tim's not dying here on the sunset of him as character.
And roll it with advantage, because smashing yourself in the face with a bomb is quite the commitment, I think.
Well, no, because like Titus is asking the group if they've seen anything like this before.
Art's saying,
No.
Man, he's never hit himself in the face with a bomb before. That shit's crazy.
No, the fucking crazy dude, because I was just gonna knock Tim out if they know of a cure or something, and we can just bind him.
Art's like, yeah, I don't know about a cure, but that sounds like a good idea. Tim?
First one is going to be a dirty 20, and then...
Oh, don't worry about your advantage then. You're fine. On a dirty 20, you take some time, you put yourself out, presumably, and through the melted, scarred remains of your face, your quick reaction gave you the opportunity to burn. It literally was a millisecond. You got bit, you started to froth, and you're like, fuck. You reached in your bag, you grabbed a bomb, you just slammed it against your face, and cauterized everything immediately. You are quite the eyesore. You had already shaved your face and head and stuff for your disguise. You had a little bit of hair growth come back. All of that shit is melted and burned away now. And you're looking pretty rough around the edges, my friend. But and everything hurt. Your face hurts. But Titus no longer looks tasty.
Right. And with this, Tim is going to all right, shall we continue then? And then he is going to be actually before he does it is he's just going to turn towards the merchant and be like, that's yeah.
I want
that wouldn't happen to be what you're trying to smuggle, isn't it?
And he says, and he brushes himself off and says, I don't know what you're talking about, and quickly makes his way over to the cart, which means he has to walk past Titus to get to it.
You said there were 3 weird ears of corn?
There were a few. I don't think I gave you a number. There were a few that that looked odd.
I'm gonna pick up 2 of them and I'm gonna shove one in his chest to like distract him a little bit while I pocket a second one. And as I'm doing that, be like, so what are these then?
And he takes a full step back from you, like shoving it in his chest, and says, "That's corn. What does it look like?" And completely misses you putting the second one in your pocket.
I'm gonna take it from him and I'm gonna shuck the fake corn in front of him and then shove whatever I pull out into his chest. Sure doesn't look like corn to me.
You pull the corn back, and it looks like corn, but it twists a little in your hand, and so you just take it and you like twist and pull, and like the top half of the corn shuck comes off, and there's this powder which fills the air in the space. Please roll me a fortitude save.
Oh fuck me. Okay.
Tim,
And Tim can see this powder like fill the air as he rips this corn in half.
Tim just yells like, "Get out of there!" And he has a bomb ready.
Okay.
What is that? That is a dirty 20.
That's a dirty 20. You succeed. You feel you get lightheaded, dizzy. Everybody around you looks like food for just a moment, and then you like shake it off and you regain your composure. And standing
I'm
in front of
imagining
you,
I'm like coughing a little bit too at the dust, and like once I settle down a little bit, I want to spit the remaining that's stuck in my mouth at the guy's feet.
And you do that. He is still coughing, and when he's done coughing, he looks up at you with bloodshot eyes and a frothing mouth.
At this point, Tim throws a bomb at him.
So
He's
I'm
standing
right
next
in front
to
of him.
Titus, so I'm assuming you're declaring Titus as
Safe
a safe
square.
square. Cool.
Yes,
Give it a go.
Titus and Titus and potentially are a safe square.
Cool. Give it a roll. Give it a roll.
Let me get the things back real
And take
quick.
it with advantage because he has his back turned to you and he's focused on Titus.
Inventory unequip. Just the bomb.
Oh, hey,
+5.
Seven.
Okay.
Good girl. Can you like throw it behind him so I don't get hit by it?
He has the ability to declare your tile is safe.
Okay. Well, yeah, but doesn't an automatic success still deal half damage?
Nope, not with his special ability. He just gets to like he throws a curveball, so the explosion like goes off in a specific direction, and
he curves the grenade.
Yeah, basically.
18 to hit.
18 to hit. That's gonna hit all day. Go ahead and roll your damage.
That's D6. Really? Okay. 3.
Hey Dave, do you know if you can give me permissions to add objects?
I can actually. Give me a second. You now have permissions. Just be careful about what you click and stuff. I can always reload, but you have all the power now.
15 damage, and he's on fire.
Yeah, he basically burns to a crisp. As you. Oh, interesting. I see the custom asset bundle popped up on my screen, which means it probably did not pop up on yours. Is that correct?
No, I have it.
You have it? Okay, good. So if I exit out of it, is yours still up?
No.
Okay. Control Z maybe? Okay, there we go. It should be up again. So find your file and load it. I'll just leave this kind of in the corner.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, nice. Tullius's one is also good too. Let me get that.
Cool. So Tim, you basically fry this guy to a crisp, and you guys are now looking at 2 halfling corpses, a wagon which has no horse anymore, stacked with mostly produce, and some of these ears of corn which seem to have some kind of mysterious powder inside of them.
Yeah, and then Tim is just gonna be like, Yeah, I mean, he looked over Titus and seen that he had been like setting some aside. So it's like, all right, if you have any of those, get rid of them. I'm gonna torch this up.
Titus.
Oh, sorry. I thought he was talking to somebody else. What was that again?
No, Tim was just like saying, he's like, all right, back away from the thing. And because he had seen like Titus kind of set some aside earlier, it's like, if you have any of those things, any more of those, I suggest you get rid of them because this thing's getting lit up.
Fine. I'll take the 2 out of my pocket, throw it into the cart.
And Tim just basically throws a bomb on there as well and sets it up.
And the whole thing catches fire and begins to burn. And the smoke has like a glimmering sparkle effect as it spirals into the sky.
Yeah.
You guys should send me your files. I'm pretty sure that I have to be the one to import them in order for it to show up for everybody. I think I've got Jeremy's up first. If you guys just send it
right
Discord.
Now. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
And Tim's just basically like, let's get out of here. Tim ain't playing no games anymore. If Titus hadn't like confronted the guy, Tim was gonna stab him in the back with the javelin.
Damn, son.
Tim's real close to retirement. I think that Andreas, the player, got real nervous about Tim possibly.
There it is, Dave.
Okay.
That's mine as well.
I've got Max. So walk me through this again. It's objects, components, custom.
Yeah, custom, and then asset bundle, and then it should give you like a window for a custom asset bundle.
Yeah, I got that. Let me find the downloads that has the Max asset bundle. I'm gonna upload it to the cloud.
On the main one.
Do you have to upload them both or just the main?
I think just the main.
Yep, there's Max, and then let me do this again for Titus.
Change the type of figurine.
No, figurine actually specifically doesn't work. I think we tried that before, and it was kind of kerfucky.
The thing I remember is the obvious option is not the one that works.
Yeah, but you have the whole zip, so I gotta open the zip and get the.
Oh my bad.
Potential dangerous download, that's fine. And then WinRAR is going to tell me that it's just a free trial, and I really should buy it at some point. And then going to extract to.
Can I loot the guy?
Which guy?
The crazy the halfling, wherever he was.
The crazy one. Yeah, the crazy one was half naked and didn't have anything of note on him other than a bit of string and a set of incomplete playing cards. The other dude had a fair amount of coin on him. He had 36 gold, as well as a small dagger, presumably used to defend himself, a traveler's cloak, and a few days' worth of rations.
Small dagger, traveler's cloak,
and 3 days of rations.
Cool.
Okay, so let me name you guys. Oh, look at you guys! You're here and everything. So we have Max.
Oh, am I there now? Look at my boy.
Titus. See, and this is the advantage of tabletop simulators. You get to take your model and have your model as a model in the game. It's so nifty.
Look at my little boy. He's such a guy.
Okay, let me. I gotta put your characters in this bag real quick so that I can update my bag, and then we'll.
That's fine.
Get you guys up. We're gonna save it. as the Woodhair
So yeah, Tim
characters.
blows this fucker up, and then blows up everything he owns, and then some. And then I rifle through his pockets, get 36 gold and some other shit.
And Tim's ready to go past that.
Cool. And as Tim gets ready to head down the road, Caloral shows up with his goblins and tries to hand Tim 2 gold. 2 blood red gold.
Tim just takes it and he's like, oh, see ya, I'm gone.
I'm fucking out.
I love how the interactions with the BBEG have been like devolved to just like, yeah, you're here now. Thanks for the gold. Leave. And that's just where you guys are at with him. Great. So then you guys make your way the rest of the way to Woodhurst. And for Tim and Art, the most telling difference for them is that there are about 3 or 4 times as many guards and guild members here as there was when you guys left about 2 weeks ago. Super increased guild presence here now. Titus would have probably passed through here recently in the last couple of days, so to him it would look the same as the last time he was in town. But it's very easy for him to find a stable and buy a horse for market value, which I will tell you right now.
You said it's like the police presence effectively that seems increased?
Yeah, it's the guild presence. So a lot of towns don't have a proper guard, or if they do have a guard, the guard is literally financed by the guilds, the concept being that they are here to keep order so the guilds can keep making money. The Merchants Guild is far and away the most influential, powerful, and wealthy guild of the various guilds, and that is in part because of the fact that they have a monopoly on the people market via contractees. But there are other guilds like the Seafarers Guild and the Couriers Guild, the Fishermen's Guild. Like, there are like other lesser guilds as well, but the Merchants Guild is obviously the one that has all the money. Go figure. Yeah.
Are there any other people around the stable?
A few. What are you looking for?
Are they all patrons or are they staff? Like, am I the only patron?
Yeah, there's a couple like stable hands attending to the horses. Somebody who's obviously in charge and running the shop, and then like a well-to-do looking merchant who's obviously looking for who's obviously a patron, a shopper.
Okay. So yeah, I'll talk to the not the horse. I'll talk to the horse cashier.
Who basically says, well, what can we do for you? What are you in the market for?
I'm in the market for a mount.
For yourself or to pull some goods?
Both.
Well, you can't do any better than a heavy horse from our collection here. He says, I have a number which I'm sure are suited to a man of your stature.
How many horses would be big enough for Titus to ride? I think he's 7 feet.
Yeah, you're for sure going to need a heavy horse in order for you to ride. But
yeah,
there are
he's
a
7
couple.
foot, weighs 48.
There are a couple of suitable candidates, and the cheapest of them, the horse cashier, the stable master, points out and says, "For a mere 450 gold, she can be yours."
Can I roll like a survival check to see if I basically just want to make sure that the horse is not lame.
Survival skill is absolutely the skill for that. Go ahead and make a roll.
Oh god.
I just want to know from Tim's perspective if he would have continued to hang out with Titus and go along his errands, or if you guys would have split when you got to town to go take care of your own personal business.
He probably would have just gone and taken care of the personal business.
Cool. So then
That's a 19 survival.
We're 100% on you, Jeremy, until we get through the weekend sum here.
Right.
So yeah, at a 19, this horse is definitely suitable. Like, he's not lame, he's not old, doesn't look like his fur has been painted. He doesn't have, he has a little bit of white on him, but that looks like it's like a splotch of color and not like an aging streak. Yeah, this looks like a suitable horse. 450 is probably a little high for what it is, but it's in the ballpark of fair price.
I wanna like subtly brandish my axe, basically like I'm gonna swing it up and put it on my shoulder and just make very direct eye contact with him and say, I think 400s should suffice.
Do you have a higher intimidation or diplomacy?
Definitely intimidation.
Go ahead and roll me that.
Okay. Let's see what happens. What is it? 17.
On a 17, the shopkeep says, it's almost a crime to let it go for so little coin, but a deal's a deal, and holds out his arm.
I will shake it forcefully.
And assuming you pay him, congratulations, you are now the proud owner of our new horse.
Hey, minus 400 gold. I was over 10,000 gold for but a moment.
For but a moment.
Okay. I don't know if PC Gen has horses.
I think it does.
You said heavy horse?
It's a heavy horse, is what it is. Yeah.
Heavy horse. Got it. I do have that.
Cool. All right, Titus, you're driving us here, so you've got a little.
PC Gen's horses are much cheaper.
PC Gen's horses are probably market price horses.
Yeah, whatever.
He knows an adventurer heavy with coin when he sees one.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it.
I figured you wouldn't be with your almost 10,000 coin.
Okay, cool. I now have a heavy horse. Okay, I will.
Woodhurst is a port town. Is a proper port town. You can actually buy shit here.
Does the stable also, or would it be safe to assume that the horse comes with like a saddle?
The horse comes with a saddle. If you want to buy barding, which is like horse armor, that's a whole separate deal. But the horse comes with like a saddle. Right.
Yeah. I'll go to a blacksmith.
Okay. What are you looking for at the blacksmith?
I'm gonna ride my new horse to the blacksmith.
What are you looking for at the new blacksmith?
Custom stuff.
Custom stuff. Okay.
Yeah, I want to commission the blacksmith, basically.
Okay, you've got time, so that's a great use of time. Is commissioning something specific from the blacksmith. What specifically would you like? There are all kinds of enchantments and abilities that you can get put on weapons. This blacksmith in particular only knows up to +2 enchantments and abilities, but anything up to and including +2 stuff is fair game.
The fuck is Swift? Okay.
I think Swift is called Quick in Pathfinder.
I'm just looking at PC Gen specifically, just because I'm looking at what they have here to give me ideas. Basically, I wanted to commission some specific horse armor for him.
Okay.
I'm not looking for anything particular, but I just didn't want like store brand horse armor. And then probably a better great axe and maybe God, what's after, or like what's better than half?
What's better than what?
Half plate?
Like full plate I think is all that you've got after that. Scale mail might be better, but I think it's the same, just less weight. and then half plate is actually a bonus. Okay, so
Yeah.
Jeremy, I am sending
Yes.
you. I'm putting in Discord a link, and it is the enchantments, the magic weapons portion of this. So basically, everything under the +1 and the +2 bonuses are all things that this blacksmith knows how to do.
All right. Cool. If you want to continue with them, and I'll read some shit.
Cool. I mean, I know what they're doing. Tim is sending out letters and things. Mary is in the process of trying to track down this horse, which the last that she heard, she knew that Jocks was riding it to see a fisherman who lives like a day's ride out on the edge of town, like on the coast. And I'm assuming that's where she started her searching.
She went to go take care of the Otis real quick. Let me ask.
That's super fine. About to say, I know Tim is just writing letters trying to get a hold of people. So he's 3 days back. He's gone to the Couriers Guild. He's got he's paid. Let's see here. It's probably about 100 gold to get an instantaneous message to Port Sakis. And then he only has to wait a day for basically their response time. So then that journey down, Max's journey down, begins the following day, and will continue down via boat for the following 3 or 4 days before anybody arrives here at Woodhurst, which will still leave Titus with 3 or 4 days to kill. Presumably, that's the time that passes while he is getting this armor commissioned. But these guys have literally been traveling for 3 days. Mary only needs to go 1 day to go up to where the horse is, so we're kind of on her at this point for time stuff. And because it's all background stuff, like we can just skip all that. Mary, Jennifer, and I can like do that via text between this week and next week, and we can get you guys to. We kind of fast forward you to your character introductions because basically everybody's stuff except Titus's doesn't need to be handled live. That can all be handled retroactively because they're background characters. But Titus is Jeremy's main character, so he needs to have strict control over what happens during the timeline. So you're looking for barding, and then you looked at this list here.
Yeah, I think I want to enchant with. I think I want to enchant a +2 with Where the fuck are you? Oh damn, this goes further down than I thought. It's not what I wanted. I think it's called Deadly. Not Deadly.
No, I don't see one called Deadly. Oh, there's a +1 called Deadly.
No, was it Cleaving?
Okay, that might be Cleaving.
No, what's the one that Mighty Cleaving? That's the one.
Mighty Cleaving. That is still that's still just a +1.
Yeah, it's fine.
On cost, because it's basically like the +1 abilities don't give the weapon +1. It's if you want to give a regular weapon cleaving, it'll cost what it would cost you to make it a +1, which in this case is 2,000. But you could spend 2,000 to make it +1, and then spend 2,000 to make it mighty cleaving. So for 4,000, you could end up with a +1 mighty cleaving axe, which I think for your cash is probably the best. Is probably what you want to do.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, if I could have a +1 mighty cleaving for 4K, but I want to try to. I want to see if I can get like a bundle discount with the horse armor.
Okay, that's a good call. Okay, I think I got you. Give me a second. No, that's not it. Okay, all right.
Custom verdict. Oh, okay.
So you can basically as a result of this, since you're just doing for flavor, it's going to cost you about 50 gold regardless to get this barding, but it's your choice what your flavor is, and the smith kind of looks at you and is like, you want like something crazy looking, like devils and demons and stuff? Do you want me to make it look like lighter than air and all fluffy? Do you want just like inlays and intricacies, like glyphs and stuff? Like what do you want, man? Like I can do anything you want.
Yeah, I think I just want I want something subtle, yet something that still strikes fear. So probably like pretty sleek, like sleek black obsidian, maybe obsidian, with some. God, I feel like I'm 12 with some points. I want to make it sharp looking.
Says, all right, ornamental, or do you want those points to actually do something? It'll slow your horse down.
No, ornamental. I wouldn't put my horse in that much danger. It's my job to do things of that nature.
Yeah, all right. A couple of small obsidian horns, glossy black, maybe some orange fire red inlay. Yeah, I can do something like that.
Wonderful.
And he'll, since it's only 50 gold for the barding, he'll throw the barding in as long as you'll pay the market for the other stuff. 4K and it's all yours.
Sure, deal.
Cool. A little busy right now. Probably take about a week.
Throw in like a. I don't know. I'll give him an example of my family crest or something, just for like branding, to put on the armor.
But then it has no resale value.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I can do that. That's not a problem.
Appreciate it. I don't know what my family crest may or may not be, but I like the idea of it.
Yeah, it's all right. We'll just call it barding with family crest until you decide what that looks like.
Sick.
Cool.
Is that barding like a bard or B-A-R-T?
Barding like a bard. B-A-R-D-I-N-G is the name
Bard.
of armor for animals. It's called barding.
What type of barding is he making?
He's making he's making a Hell Knight barding for you, but a Hell Knight barding will still slow down the speed of your mount. So go ahead and like call it Hell Knight barding for your inventory, but we're gonna say that the spikes are just ornamental and aren't actually going to affect his speed. So.
What is Hell Knight barding?
Hell Knight, like
Hell Knight.
Knidget with their swords and their castlays.
Knidget.
So then you have a week to kill in Woodhurst. Unless you're sleeping on the streets, it's going to cost you about 10 gold in lodging and like food costs just to like survive for a week.
What I need to do that for? I have a perfectly good cart that has a canopy. I can camp by myself on the outside of town.
The guards are definitely going to hassle you the second night and make you move outside of town if you try to camp inside town. But if you're outside the palisade walls, then they'll pretty much leave you unhindered out there, no problem. So then it'll cost you a gold and 5 silver in food to keep yourself fed.
I mean, I still have my rations.
You do have your rations.
I got the rations that I took off that guy. I don't remember what my starting shit may or may not have been.
You get 10 rations to start in your starter pack if you don't buy
anything. So I've got 13 rations right now.
And you've been in the game for 6 days at this point.
7 of them left. That's a week.
I'm gonna say, yeah. So a week would finish my rations.
Yep. So we can finish off your rations. So you'll need to buy more before you go, but you definitely have.
Fucking Hidalgo rations. And I are camping.
What's that?
Hidalgo and I are camping.
Hidalgo, your horse.
could roll a few survival things too to save some rations if you want.
I was about to say, do you want to go forage for some food while you're in your downtime, while you're hanging out?
Sure. Fuck yeah, might as
roll
well.
me 3 survival checks, representing different days worth of looking for stuff.
Okay. 1. That is, I think 15. Let me
Okay.
double check my character sheet.
Great. 15
Survival. No, 13.
Okay. 13 is 1 day's worth of rations.
Okay. Well, I'll just do 2 more. So, that's damn it. I thought it was cocked. That's 11.
Also 1 day's worth of rations.
And 10.
Also 1 day's worth of rations, so you can add 3 days worth of rations into your inventory.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we would have been trying to kill time while we're waiting anyway.
Right, and that's kind of my thought. So your week passes, and your armor becomes ready. You know, your barding becomes ready. You pick it all up from your your weapon, your armor. It's all good to go. You know, you've paid for it. Where are you going from here? What are you doing from here?
So I came for a horse.
And you got a horse.
I got my horse. I got some goodies.
You got some goodies.
I got a shiny new weapon.
Yeah, you did.
Which I need to remember to equip. I mean, I want to look for a bag of holding.
That is actually available here in town. You can find one for sale with some miner looking for 2,500 gold.
With some minor what?
With some miner looking. It's not at the first shop you look at.
Oh, okay.
But as you ask around for it, I think they've got that across town. Go check with Salazar. I think he's got something like that. And it's like you gotta walk around a little bit, but you end up tracking one down.
Okay. I wanna once I see it, is there? I don't know what the fuck this would be like in game, but like a costume jewelry place or anything that might have some costume jewelry.
You can. That's probably the kind of thing that you could commission. You know what? Give me a second.
Basically, what I want to do is effectively, like 2 steps above bedazzling my great axe to make it seem like it's a better great axe than it actually is. Try to haggle with it to bring down the price of the bag of holding. Like, hey, I'll trade you my great axe to bring down that cost a bit.
So you don't see a costume store, but you do find a traveling bardic troupe that like put on plays and stuff. And they call themselves the Short Fellows. They're all dwarves, halflings, and gnomes. And you tower over these guys as you approach them, and ask them about their costuming stuff. And they kind of give you a standard like, yeah, if you can pay for it, we'll part with some of this stuff for you. And they've got like big fake gems and like aluminum chains spray painted gold and shit like that.
No, if you want to track down Tim, he can help with that.
Yeah, Tim's still floating around. If Titus would think to go track him down.
Yeah, your choice. If not, he'll just continue floating around.
I don't think I would actively seek him out. Can I roll a survival check to see if maybe I stumble upon him?
I'll have you both roll well, survival's more about seeing stuff. You're really talking about luck and chance here.
No, I got a nat 1.
I'm going to lower the DC and make it just a flat 20 roll. So go ahead, Tim, make your roll.
I got a nat 1.
Sounds good. You did not run into Tim. Maybe Tim runs into you.
Oh, okay.
Let's see, which one's a D20? There we go. 11.
On an 11, Tim does not. it's the just missing each other. You guys are coming and going from the same shops in the same day, just an hour apart from each other. But unfortunately, you guys straight up just don't even see each other. So if you want to bedazzle this thing, your option is the short fellows.
I will go to the short fellows. I don't imagine these guys look too intimidating.
They super don't, and keep in mind, you're not buying actual gold and diamonds. You're buying pretend gold and diamonds. So they're like,
Right.
yeah, 10 gold and it's yours. And it's like
How
a
about
it's like
how
a
about-
pile. It's like a sack of fake gems and shit like that.
I want to like hold the great axe out like I'm giving it to them. Like, how about you do it for me, just to make it look real good, and I will give you the promise of marketing. That's not the word that I'm trying to look for. But like,
Exposure?
I'm sorry.
You're gonna pay him an exposure.
That, yes.
Roll me a diplomacy check with disadvantage, please.
Can I try to intimidate him instead?
You can roll a straight intimidation check. That's fine.
Sick. Still at disadvantage, yeah?
Yeah. The word exposure does not sit well with the short fellows.
Okay. So that's a 23 or so close. 15.
15 is still enough that they're like, who do you know?
I travel all over this realm. Your name will echo throughout the land thanks to my travels.
Okay, 5 gold and the exposure, and we'll do it for you.
Deal.
And this only takes like an afternoon. Like by the end of the day, you go back and pick it up, and it's got like gold and silver chains hanging from it. They've like inlaid some of these like fake gems and stuff. One of them though is like obviously broken, and they've still like inlaid it anyway, and it's just kind of like a broken gem in the socket.
What might it look like? Like, because I'm trying to pass it off as like a better great axe than it is. Would there be some sort of like name attached to it?
So, in the world of Valmina, those types of things are based on legend. So,
Okay.
it's more about salesmanship, right? Like, usually nobody's heard of anything until the bards show up and start singing about it, and then they're like, oh, this must be true. The bards are here singing about it. Like, it's like there are very, very few magical items that everybody knows the names of. Most of the rest of it, people look at it and they're like, wow, that's no normal axe, but they don't like know what its history is or anything. Basically, unless you can cast the detect magic spell, that's what's going to give you away, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I'm picking it up, I wanna look at it, and I'm gonna give them like a very a performative, extremely approving look, just to like try to kiss a little ass. And I'm gonna ask like, hey, any chance you can like dirty up the blade to make it seem stained in blood real quick?
And they're like, yeah, some tar and some lemon juice in like an hour, and that'll be done.
That's fine.
Cool. They make it happen for you.
Sick. All right, come back and even more perform. I'm gonna take it from them. I'm gonna raise it up, look at it. Ooh, yes, very very well done. I will spread the name of the short fellows throughout the land.
The best bardic troupe in all of Valmina.
Yes, that too.
And they say, come by and see the show tonight.
I might. I don't have anything else to do. Maybe. The Hell Knight Bargain.
I'm sorry, go for it.
the Hell Knight barding.
Yeah.
What kind of barding were we thinking? Leather, half plate, scale mail, whatever the fuck.
I believe it's a half plate barding.
Half plate. Okay, thank you.
Okay, Tim, I need to know what Max would do as soon as he landed in Woodhurst.
He'd probably seek out Tim because it's going to be a thing of he didn't like get appointed this; he just heard it, and he's probably going to seek him out.
Okay, is Tim trying to lay low? Is Tim easy to find? What?
Yeah, I imagine he's easy enough to find. He's because like he hasn't necessarily done anything terrible in Woodhurst, and he looks a lot different than he did at the Blood Moon.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. But yeah, he'd probably look for him, honestly, and they imagine if they were able to meet up, they'd have a conversation of like, hey, I'm the help that got sent over lying, and it's like, okay, cool.
Right, and that's my question is like presumably Tim sent a message out and said you can find me at the the Broad Jellyfish Bar or wherever Tim decided to stay. So then Max shows up, seeks Tim out, and is like, "Yo, I'm your reinforcements. What's up? Like what? Like what's Tim doing at this point? Or excuse me, what's Max doing at this point?"
I mean, Tim's gonna tell him what's going on. He's probably gonna tell him like, look for a dude named Titus, and then like a lot of this stuff is happening in the town of Bruinswick. And like I'm not saying it here, but like it's a whole thing of like he shows up and it's like they sent you as reinforcements.
And presumably Max is like, yeah, totally.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, like it's like you said, you put your talents to good use, huh? And like poking him in the rib situation. And then it's just like, all right, well, Woodhurst is or not Woodhurst, Bruinswick is like a 3-day thing from here. It's like, all right, it's like, cool, how am I getting there? It's like walking, unless you got money for a horse. I think Max would probably like sucker up to Tim to like try to give him money for the horse. And just for the sake of it, we'll say he gives it to him.
Okay. Max, how big is Max? What's his strength stat?
Strength is, I think it's like character sheet. That's Tim's 12. I think his is a little bit higher. I think it's 13. Let me double check.
If it's less than 15, you can get away with a light horse, which is only going to cost you about 150 gold.
Oh yeah, his strength stat's 11. It's gonna.
Yeah, so you can get away with a light horse for about 150 gold. To Titus's 400 that he paid for his heavy horse.
See how much gold he still has. I haven't really spent any, so he might just have that on his own. He does. He's gonna ask Tim for money though. Still, he's gonna ask for like 75 gold.
And since it's the last chance that you, as Andreas, will have to pay for anything for your current character, I'm assuming that Tim is going to do it.
Yeah, he's gonna get him a horse.
All right, look at you guys. You had enough money to buy mounts and everything. And as you're at the stable asking about Titus, the dude's like, yeah, there was a fucking orc that came through here. He bought a big-ass horse from me. He had a big-ass axe. I don't know where he went. And you ask around, and Max is able to figure out at least where Titus is staying, especially because he's been kind of stuck in town while he's waiting for his barding and stuff to get done. And then it's super easy to identify him because he's been like asking around about him, and he like eventually ends up at the blacksmith and is like, "Hey, have you found this guy?" And it's like, "Oh yeah, I just gave him this crazy ass barding and this big fancy axe." And so you're like running around looking for this guy, and then you see this half orc riding around town on this big ass horse with this jet black armor with this big ass fancy axe, and Max is like, "Ah, I bet that's Titus."
Well, two axes, because I've got the axe that I commissioned, and now I've got my bedazzled axe.
but I think you're selling that bedazzled axe, right, for your bag of holding?
Yes. Yeah, but I figured we hadn't gotten to that part yet.
Got you. We're gonna have
Also
him
did a
meet you
very
as
simple.
you. We're gonna have him meet you as you walk out of the store buying your bag of holding. So you've got your bedazzled axe. You've gone into the store, Titus. You're just like, hey, I'll trade you this for a bag of holding. Like, what's your strategy here?
I mean, I want to embellish a little bit and see just how much value I can get out of the axe.
Okay, and it's a great axe.
It is a great axe.
It's not accurate to what the description was, but I just did a really quick thing of that great axe. It's called the short bell axe.
The one that I just the bedazzled one.
Yeah.
I'm going to. I haven't done any in-game rolls yet, so I'm going to roll an appraisal check. I'm going to do an appraisal check from the shopkeep as he looks at this axe and is trying to determine how much it's worth.
Okay, so I want to like you said it's built on like legends shit like that, so I want to call it the short fell axe, and I want to like give him some bullshit story about how it felled a dragon or something like really well known. I want to just like try to put together some pieces that might help my cause.
So the one story that pretty much everybody knows is of the nameless soldier who wielded the Dragon's Bane set and slayed, Azeroth, the terror of the skies, in the First Age. It's like this super classic story that everybody knows. And it's kind of, it would be the modern day equivalent of like everybody has a piece of wood, a splinter from the Holy Cross. There's an entire forest's worth of wood that allegedly came off of one cross. It's the same idea. Like everybody has or knows of or has touched, a weapon or armor off of this set, and so you're like passing it off as like, no, this is the axe that slayed Azeroth the Great. And roll me your whatever check you can think of. Diplomacy is my off the cuff, but I'll let you argue for whatever skill you think you could use.
Oh fuck.
Performance, oratory, wisdom,
none of
or
it. None of it is
knowledge of
good.
a specific knowledge history, knowledge legends.
Yeah, the only one that might be good is intimidation, but that's not even gonna work. I got a 5 on the dice.
No, yeah. So you lay it down. He looks down with his 16 on the dice plus modifier. He like looks down and he's like, "Yeah, this is a nice axe. I'd give you 50 gold for it."
You drive a hard bargain. Pause for dramatic effect. Deal.
So if you want to buy that bag of holding, that's 2,450 gold for the bag of holding. And then
Got yourself a good 5%.
Well, I mean, considering a regular ass great axe is 20 gold, I at least boosted the value a little bit.
Yeah, you doubled the value. He's like, because the shopkeep. This is pulling back the curtain a little bit. The shopkeep is thinking like, yeah, I can sell this to some clueless noble for 100 gold or more pretty easy. So I'll pay half of that, like no problem.
Sick.
And so as Titus is walking out with his brand new bag of holding, only one of his great axes. He's got his giant ass horse tied up outside, and the giant ass horse is what got Max's attention. Like, oh, the smith said that he sold some fancy barding to Titus that looks a lot like this, and you're like waiting outside the shop, and Titus like walks out and like is this half orc wielding this big fancy axe. And what does Max look like, Andreas? What does Titus see?
I think Jennifer ended up making the Hero Forge model. I really like that version of him. I kind of you see like a blonde dude with like a bit of stubble on his face. He's wearing like, it's not like nobleman's gear, but you can definitely tell it's like fancy-ish like church attire.
Oh God,
Yeah.
he looks like a dick.
Yeah.
He looks
think maybe.
insufferable.
Oh,
Insufferable.
Tim was a goody two shoes. I'm trying to not do that with them to make him a bit different. So I apologize in advance if I go off the deep end and make him really hateable.
Nah, dude, you're totally good.
Douchebag, but yeah, he's kind of a douchebag, is what it sounds like.
I mean, just fucking look at him. Look at that face. It's such a
Look at that
punchable
face.
It's such a punchable face.
Is the color accurate? Are they like browns and tans and earth tones, Andreas?
Yeah, they are.
Okay. So just regular ass cured leather, nothing fancy, but it's nice. It's high quality.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, you see him walking up, and I'm not gonna do the accent this time, but there is a bit of an accent that I want to try once been more comfortable with that.
Okay, sounds fine.
But he's just like, would you happen to be Titus?
Who's asking? I'm looking down at him from up on top of Fidalgo.
He's looking back up at you. He's not. He's not phased. As like, surely you've heard. If anyone anyone who knows anything would know that of the Briggs family. Maxwell Briggs is who's asking.
Well, evidently you're not as important as you think you are, because I've never heard of you or your family.
That's a matter for another day. I come asking because Septimius told me to come looking for you.
Just a blank look. Who?
You might know him as perhaps Pepperdine or Tim. He likes to go by.
Ah, the goody. Yes.
Yeah, he's insufferable.
Not much of a wet blanket as the gnome was.
Yeah, I think he might have mentioned something of that. But either way, he's told me a bit about the issues that were going down in Ruinswick, the town up a bit north from here, and he said to possibly contact you to group up because it's pretty dangerous down there, and he says he can hold your own.
Oh, I can do more than hold my own. How many others do you know that can slay an entire cave's worth of goblin, as well as their giant demon goblin they summon via witchcraft?
Via witchcraft?
I
love it.
I realize Titus is like slowly turning into like really greedy Zap Brannigan.
Look, I'm gonna have to look.
That's great.
He's it's like, oh, good to know that someone knows their worth, and I think I really can't do Maxwell justice. I'm sorry, but if you're game, I think we'll be good to head down there and see what's going on.
Sorry, what was his motivation to go there?
You don't know it. It's more of a background character thing, but
he
he's
cited
Tim.
He cited Tim,
what did he say?
That's what you know. Is basically because Tim said so, is what Titus understands that to mean.
Well, because he said like over in that area that there was something. I forgot what it was.
Goblin problems and necromancy stuff, and who better to take care of a necromancer than a cleric?
A
Well,
passing guildsman perks up, butts into your guys' conversation, and says, "Do you know something about the necromancer?"
Only
I
what
know
everyone
nothing.
else knows.
I know nothing of any necromancer in particular, but I guarantee my axe will cleave through one easily.
And he looks at the two of you, and I'm sorry, guys, just give me half a second. I don't remember the name of all of my bars and stuff. I have to look it up.
Ye old Denny's.
No, because I have real names, which is why I can't fucking remember this shit. Um,
Ye old Enid.
then he says
McDonald.
there was reports of a necromancer a few weeks back outside of the Leaky Lantern. You two wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
I don't know nothing about anything in this town. I was about to make my way out.
Same here. I've only heard the rumors that you've heard.
Yeah. You keep your noses clean. And the guildsman makes his way, continues down the street in the direction he was heading before.
I want to yell after him before he leaves, though. You there? You seem to know this town relatively well.
I've been here for a couple of weeks now, stationed here. Yes?
Where's the bounty board?
And he says it's down by the docks.
Any lucrative offers that you might know of?
And he says if you can find and fell the damn sea drake that's been giving merchant ships hell, then myself and a bunch of my brothers in arms would be grateful to head back to Karak and not have to protect this filth hole of a town anymore.
Who are your finest naval fighting force?
My finest naval fighting force. What? No, I'm just a guildsman. I'm just a guard.
Right, but is there no navy for this town?
The guild protects its own, but
But only
drakes
on
are
land.
drakes are a
The lot of
particular
you are too
challenge.
scared to set foot on a boat, on a ship.
That's how I got here was via ship. How dare you talk about me being fearful of the oceans?
Are you?
I am not. And he says, how would you like to be taken in for questioning? And
So-
Titus
so
knows that the guilds are pretty powerful. Like that's common knowledge.
So if you're not scared of boarding a ship, then you wouldn't be against joining me to save your fair city by slaying this drake, no?
Don't be ridiculous. I've been given a post, and I shall stand it and guard it until I've been ordered otherwise.
Anybody off duty then? Wet blanket?
Says, I don't have anything. Keep your nose clean, damn it. And he just storms off, obviously highly agitated.
Under my breath. Coward. What about you? How do you feel about the sea?
I'll get to that. I think Maxwell would say, like, you know, under his breath as well to Titus, like, they'll follow orders whenever it'll keep them safe. But the moment, you know, things get hairy, they'll stop listening and they'll go their
so
own.
What you're saying is lure the sea drake back to port. That way we can have the full force on our side. I like the way you think.
I can see that. I can see this going wrong so many ways.
So this is you guys got crazy lucky, and the guard rolled a 3 on his perception check. So this is a moment just between you two. Like, you guys got stupid lucky. I'm like, okay, and I rolled the dice and looked at them all. No, 3. Damn, they'll have to learn about consequences some other day.
Yeah. How do you feel about about slaying a drake.
I don't really want to mess with guild affairs. It's messy business. I've already had enough of that back over in Port Saucus. I'd rather get away from that if I can.
It's not about meddling with the guild. It's about the payout.
I figure a good payout is killing a necromancer.
He said the most lucrative one, Drake.
Are you guys going to go check the job board at all that you were talking about earlier?
Well, I mean, I was going to head to port regardless, just to like try to find some potential sailors that I could join. But while I'm there, I was definitely check the job.
Yeah, all right then. That's probably what Maxwell will do. Is like he'll follow along and go.
And as you guys,
fine. Let's see how much your necromancer pays out.
You guys get to the docks, and you do find the job board super easily, and there are a couple of items on it which draw your attention. The first is a standard wanted poster. Have you seen me? And it's a picture of a man in a skull mask with a canted pointed hat. Then there's another one that says, do your duty, protect guild goods, keep the seas safe. And it has the bounty for the sea drake on it. And it says, spotted in the area between Port Saucus and Woodhurst. It says layer expected to be between these 2 points. And it says 500 gold for the elimination of the threat, for proof of elimination of the threat.
500 gold. This town can rot for all I care. Where's that neck?
But cut out.
He said, "Where's the neck?" He said he's not interested in the Drake because it doesn't pay enough. He says, "Where's the necromancer?" But the necromancer
isn't there one for the necromancer too, or no?
The necromancer doesn't have a bounty on him. It just says, "Have you seen me?" And it says, report any information to your nearest guild representative. And it doesn't have a bounty on it. It's just like a hey, we want to know more about this guy.
Okay.
Basically, what Maxwell knows is what Tim has told him about Calorol and stuff. So he knows a bit more than the guilds and stuff would know. So he knows that that it would be basically closer to Ruinswick, and that'd be like it'd be closer to stage things out of there than it would be from Woodhurst, especially with the guild presence.
Who on the wanted poster said that they wanted the information? It was the guild?
The guild. It's a guild representative, and it had a glyph of the Merchants Guild, so you knew which guild they were talking about specifically.
Oh, of course, the Merchants Guild. Okay.
Guild.
I want to go to the Merchants Guild to find out exactly what they want to know.
Okay. Max?
He'll go along. He knows what Tim knows, but now he wants to know what the merchants know.
So Max and Titus make their way into the guild hall for the first time. None of your characters have been in the Woodhurst Guild Hall yet. And you guys all find a huge high-ceilinged hall. And it's this long chambered corridor that has this huge elaborate courtyard with gardens and a fountain and Harry Potter level magical auras and backgrounds for scenery and shit. It's this super luxe ass place. And there's nooks. It almost looks like a strip mall or a food court with different cubbies. And in each of the cubbies there is the name of a guild: the Couriers Guild, the Fighters Guild, the Mages Guild, the Fisherman's Guild, until you make your way all the way to the back. And at the very end of this long corridor, taking up what would be the head of the table, is this huge, it's 10 times the size of any of the rest of the stalls. And it has 30 different administrators working the desk compared to the 2 to 5 the rest of the guilds have. And it has this big, like in like gold leaf iconography, it says, the Merchants Guild, and there's just like a shit ton of administrators. It's giving off like post office vibes, right? Like very business heavy, very like, what do you want? Why are you here? Like, how can I help you? Great, next. Like everybody's here to get a job done. This is obviously a place where a lot happens. There are guild guards lining this building, probably somewhere between like 8 and 12 guards are just the ones that are visible, and you guys are certain there are more guards like in each of the guild kiosks just in case. These are just the ones that are like security guards standing out on duty. But all the way at the end of the corridor is the Merchants Guild.
Okay, I want to retcon that I brought the flyer from the job board with me.
Okay, sounds great.
So yeah, I guess I'll go up to the main kiosk and say, I'm gonna put the wanted poster down and say, I want to speak to whoever's in charge of this.
And the individual like looks down over their glasses and they like pick up the document and they look at it and they say, you have pertinent information to the necromancer which attacked the town 2 weeks ago?
Attacked the town a few weeks ago, eh? There's a start. No, not yet. I want to know what you're looking for in particular so that I might be able to narrow my searches. I want to know any information about him that you may have so that I have a better chance at gaining this information you so desperately desire.
You seem to misunderstand. We are seeking additional information about this individual from concerned members of the public, such as yourself. It is you whom we are hoping to glean information off of, and should that information prove to be profitable for us, it may end up being profitable for you.
Well, if you want any progress done, we need a starting point. A picture is hardly a starting point.
And the courier sighs, opens a filing cabinet, like sifts through it, pulls out a document, straightens it up, looks at it. There's like a bend in one of the corners which they like meticulously like unfold and straighten out and take like 45 seconds to like get this paper like perfectly straight before they even start reading it. And they're like, subject seemed to appear through portal. Reports are they had a number of goblinoid individuals with them, and they interacted with some adventurers while there. Looks at you appear to be the adventuring type.
Fuck. Titus is gonna hang his head. I'm gonna look at Max. I'm gonna say, is there any chance you can get in contact with Tim?
I wouldn't know. Perhaps, but I'm sure he's. I honestly, I can't tell you. I don't know. And then he's probably going to turn towards the guild head and like ask, like, is there any other information that we can go off of, or just that they are adventurers?
Reports are there was one that was perhaps a halfling or a gnome of some sort, and they had a one-armed individual with them as well.
Well, I do have some information for you. How do we want to do this?
Oh, pray tell.
Well, I'd like some sort of guarantee that I will be compensated for the information that I bequeath you.
I hope you understand anyone can say they have information and claim what they have to say is useful, but until it is proven to be the case, you'll have to forgive the guild for withholding payment
Oh
until.
no. No, no, no. I'm not saying that I need payment up front. I just want a guarantee for payment for said information. Exactly what may constitute quote unquote pertinent information.
The guild member like pulls out, like looks into a drawer, pulls out a form, like slides it across to you, and it's basically like a cookie cutter form that's just like, should the information from blank be proven useful in, and there's like two empty lines to be written in, you know, uh, then individual blank would be compensated to the amount of blank, da 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 da. And then she pulls out like a second form and looks at it and says, yes, 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 necromancers, and like pulls out a big chart and is like, and the population of Woodhurst is, and like pulls out a big like rolling scroll and is like, and the gross product produced in Woodhurst is, and like goes down a column, like flips through a few pages and is like, and like writes in and like starts filling in the amounts on your form, and ultimately information regarding to a necromancer for a town the size of Woodhurst, doing the amount of business that Woodhurst does with the guild, equates to 700 gold after the necromancer has been, and I quote, appropriately dealt with or brought to justice.
700 is definitely better than 500. Would appropriate justice be? Do you think a beheading would fall under such a category? Would that be more disemboweling,
She like sighs
or
and like brings out another form and like circles a big thing at the top that says like, the disembodied head of any, which matches any sketch produced by the guild is, redeemable for up to or including the amount, and like da 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 da. And it's like she like pulls out this thing and it turns out that, that not only could you bring him the head, but if there was a identifying characteristic mark of any kind, you
right?
could bring them that. And there's also something that says a unique totem, and there's even like an asterisk and like a little subline that's like, or familiar associated with, it's like this government form basically. But it's like, yes, yes, a head will do just fine.
What was the other party member? Was it Callum?
I'm sorry.
What's up?
Who was the other party member with you guys in art? Was it
Oh,
Callum?
the elf,
I guess
the one with the brand, the one with the magical forehead.
the one that yeah.
Corbin.
Corbin, because he only had one arm, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna look at her and say, well, uh, for whatever this is worth, uh, I can confirm his use of teleportation magic. I can confirm his use of hordes of goblinoid creatures. I can add on that he consistently uses his goblinoids to, how shall we say, strip corpses of all their worth. I can say that he dabbles in blood contracts. Understandably, that makes sense for a necromancer. As far as the adventuring parties that that were seen with him, I can tell you that I'm gonna put my hand at the nape of Max's neck and be like, he knows them.
That sounds like Max's cue.
Specifically, the one-armed one.
I'm gotta pour myself
And the
another glass
milk.
of
Max.
whiskey.
God damn. Actually, he'd know less than Titus did because he'd only know a little bit of what Tim told him. Basically, that hey, we picked up a dude. Max is going to say like, all I can really confirm is that he was in fact with that party. I know not much else.
Interesting. And what would your names be? And she like hands you guys a form that has, like name, profession, age, race, hometown, current place of residence, like this like how to contact me form basically.
Hold on. Whoops. Let's see here. Shit, that sucks. My name is Stu Toxic.
Yes, just fill out the form, please.
Actually, I don't actually know if I can write. It's my intelligence. My intelligence is my dump stat. I'm gonna say that I don't know how to write.
I love self-imposed risks. So you don't know how to write. How does Titus deal with this? He's standing next to.
I'm gonna give it back to her and say, I think you can fill this out for me.
That's highly irregular, sir. Slides it back across the table to you.
I'm gonna slide it back. I'm gonna put my other arm on the table. I'm gonna lean over, minorly menacingly, but in like a low key way, so as not to fully attract the guards' attentions. And I want to intimidate and say, I think you should do it. You have much better handwriting.
Disadvantage on that intimidation since you're trying to be low key, and low key intimidation is not usually the case.
Okay, let's see here. Rolling. God fucking damn it.
Anything you want to do in this moment as this interaction is unfolding?
I got an 8.
An 8. Love it.
My first roll was a nat 1.
This is literally just the how to contact form, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess Max fills it out.
Okay. So Max slides it. So Max takes it from Titus and starts the process of filling it out. He knows Titus's name. He does not know Titus's hometown. He does not know where Titus is currently staying. So he will need to ask Titus for some of these details.
I take it the 8 didn't intimidate well enough.
No. And not only did it not intimidate her well enough, but she like looked down over your glasses and says, I have a line,
Exasperated, I'll slide it over to Max and in sort of like an angry anime blush way, be like, can you do this for me, please?
Max is gonna do this
sort of angry anime blush way.
You know exactly what I'm talking about, right?
Exactly what you mean.
Like turned away, arms crossed.
That's such a good way to get that idea across. I'm sorry, Max.
I think no, you're good. Max is gonna mirror the thing that what's his name did to him right now with putting his kind of hands on his like shoulder, neck, whatever he did, and like, you know what? For such a good friend, I'll do that. And he's like gonna misspell.
I don't like that at all.
Oh my
And what'd you say your name was?
Stu Toxic.
Alright, he's gonna write, instead of Stu, he's gonna write Stool Toxic.
You sack of shit.
You can't tell. You can't read.
It's not.
You don't know.
It's my You fucked up my anagram, man.
Oh my god.
Actually, what's the anagram?
Stu
If I may
Toxic is
ask.
an anagram for Titus Cox.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Oh.
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, it doesn't
But,
matter because apparently neither did Max. So.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's stool. It's not spelled like a stool. It's spelled stew with an L on the end and like the little thing to make it so like it's Stool Toxic.
Jesus.
And he's basically doing that.
So basically, mechanically, from my perspective, fucking hilarious, by the way. Like, take inspiration, both of you. I love this interaction. Just, you both earned inspiration. I need to know what you wrote for current place of residence. Like, on that line, that's what's most important to me. What are you writing there?
For Maxwell or for Stool?
For Stool.
Fuckers.
He's gonna ask him like current place of residence as he's going down the list.
Well, at the moment, I'm living outside Woodhurst.
And then Max is gonna like look over and like really like nice like customer service voice is like, is there a checkbox for what's the term? Like transient or whatever it is.
You can call me a nomad, you fuck.
But the person looks super unfucking impressed by that answer and is like,
could I roll like a charisma check or something on that? A diplomacy check on like how nice it comes across.
Yeah, you take your pick, either or, diplomacy or charisma, whichever you like.
Yeah. He has a +10 in it. You better not fuck this up.
I totally forgot I have a javelin of lightning.
You fucked it up.
I gave
It's
that
a
to you
total of
multiple
13.
sessions ago, and I was shocked you did not use it against Big Daddy.
Yeah, no, I forgot that I had it because I have it in a specific area because you said it looks like a javelin of lightning because I haven't gotten it appraised yet to confirm.
Yeah, you don't have to get it appraised. You can. All it takes is you spending some time with it in your downtime to figure out what it is, and you've had plenty of downtime between now and then. So we'll say that you've figured out what it is at this point.
Cool.
I
was using 13. It to hunt, and I accidentally set it off.
What was your final, Max?
13, and I rolled a 3. So the modifier came in clutch.
Okay. On a 13, she seems really annoyed, but is still giving you guys the answer. She's like, adventurers usually give the name of the tavern they are currently staying at, or in unique circumstances where some individuals, for whatever reason, choose not to stay in a tavern. And she's like referring to like choosing not to stay in a tavern, like if you didn't have the money for it, like it'd be your choice to not stay in the tavern. Like you're getting that like white privilege vibe off of her, she's like, if you choose not to stay in a tavern, she's like, we request that you give a description of your place of domicile and how to find you based on the nearest landmarks. And she like flips the form over. She like flips the form over, and there's like all that information's on the back.
If there's like a line for a CC, just put like Barry the guard. Like me and Barry been shooting the shit every afternoon around dinner because he always gets the short end of the stick and has the dinner shift outside the the
Dude,
city walls.
I like that.
Exactly
And
where I've been.
there are definitely gatehouse guards that have been posted outside the gatehouse, and so that would check with everybody as they come and go. So if you came and went from town at the same time every night, you would definitely have like gotten at least a little bit chummy with one of the gatehouse guards. So for sure, you can put his name down, 100%.
Yeah, and basically Titus has put that information down, and
Yeah.
I'm assuming you want like caravan outside town, right outside town.
She's like a description so that a simple-minded guard might be able to find you.
I can't see how that's any simpler than that. And then he just writes that down.
Gate and look left.
That's exactly the kind of shit they're looking for. Go to the east gate, look left. You know, I'm parked next to the giant rock that looks like a badger's head. Like that's the kind of stuff that they're looking for in this form.
No, but Titus is saying it more like matter of fact and like almost like in an assholic way. He's like, no, go to the east gate and look left. I'm right there. Ask Barry.
She looks down and says, "This is highly irregular. Members of the guard can never be counted upon. Call-outs, sicknesses, wounds, and illnesses, you know the like. Highly unreliable folk, those guards. But I suppose this will pass merit." And she like pulls out a stamp and like stamps it in 3 different places and like files it on the opposite side of her desk as she was pulling out the forms from. And she says, "A guild representative will find you shortly."
Wonderful.
Are we waiting inside or are we waiting outside? Or what's happening?
Oh, no. Sometime in the next 3 to 6 business days, a guild representative will find you.
And then Max has been mentioned towards Titus, like, would you want to head back to your humble abode so we can speak a bit more?
I suppose we'll leave the merchant strip mall and I'll hop on Hidalgo and like crook my thumb over to the cart to hop in.
Max has got his horse, so I'm assuming it's just, I don't know, like being led with yours.
Oh, I forgot that you have a horse. Yeah, that's
yeah.
Right. And I left my cart like at my camp spot.
Okay, so yeah, I'm assuming we just go on horses to over there.
Yeah, then you fuckers just trot back out to that campsite.
Yes, sir.
Once they're there, Max is gonna looking around, making sure like no guards are around.
You're super clear out here. Outside of the palisade gates, the last of the guild guards are standing at the gate. They literally don't get paid to protect anything outside the walls.
Okay. And once they're there, Max just kind of like signs like, guild business is always so bureaucratic. I don't like dealing them with them whenever I have the chance.
I can understand why.
I don't suppose you plan on waiting the 3 to 6 days for them to come out here just for them to tell us stuff we already know.
Well, we can spend 2.5 days trying to gather some more information.
From what I've heard, I don't think they know any more that we don't already know.
Well, I'm not necessarily saying from them, but we can ask around town anybody that may have been here during the initial attack and try to see if like maybe there are kids that have been playing in the woods that saw something or heard something. Like I don't know, we can just we gotta survey. We gotta try to do something. Gotta start somewhere.
And at this point, Max is probably going to be saying something like, "From what Tim has told me, that one incident at the tavern was all that's happened here. Everything else has been in the woods or at the town of Ruinswick. I imagine we'd get more done there."
Well, since we're here, let's head to the tavern first. See if maybe anybody knows anything there.
It's with me. Yeah.
Cool.
And then, can I posit a potential stopping point? And maybe this is where we meet Jennifer's character in the tavern.
Yeah, so in the original backstory text, Jennifer's character just lives in the woods.
Okay.
And kind of, you know, the way that text was, the way I interpreted that backstory is that she lived in the woods around Ruinswick. But there are also woods near Woodhurst, and there's no reason why her character can't live in the woods near Woodhurst instead of the woods near Ruinswick. So,
maybe I accidentally camped out in her backyard, and like as we're heading back in town, she's like, "Yo, what the fuck are you doing on my land?"
part of her backstory is basically that um, she like sneaks into town to like learn about people. So there's a chance you'd run into her in town. I
Okay.
think that probably our best bet is for you and Max to start the next session with your like investigating the tavern and figuring out what's up there, and then uh, either I will introduce Mary here in Woodhurst, or if you guys end up on the road heading back towards Ruinswick, I'll introduce her in Ruinswick. But either way, yes. Very early next session, I'm going to introduce her character. Um, but I think this is a great stopping point. I've kind of been keeping my eye on the gas pedal for the last hour or so, but you guys have been doing such a good job about just like progressing your process that I wanted to keep going with it. So yeah. So next session we will start with introducing Jennifer's new character in kind of whatever way that works. If you guys want to start at the tavern, then I'll talk with Jennifer and see if maybe it's basically up to her. If her character never spends an extra minute in town that she doesn't have to, then you're not going to meet her in the tavern. But if she does spend a little bit of time in town, there's a chance you guys will meet her in or around town, but that is tied to her backstory, so that'll be something that she will have to let me know. But we'll
Yeah, it's
get you.
fine. I didn't want to like exclude her too much.
Yeah, I've seen that she's been both out of Discord and out of Tabletop Simulator for a little while now. So I kind of figured that we had as much time as we needed to get Titus and Max to where they need to be. Titus has at least met Max, which is a good stage. So two of our three characters are now together. So all we got to do is get the two of you linked up with Jennifer's new character, and you guys will be a party again and can continue adventuring. Um, so I have in my notes that I have 3 days passing in your journey from Ruinswick to Woodhurst, and then another about week passing while you're in Woodhurst, waiting for Max to show up and waiting for all of Titus's custom gear to get finished being built. So you guys have had about 10 days worth of travel. In that 10 days of travel, you guys have gone from a new moon all the way to you guys are about 4 days from a full moon at this point. And that'll be where we pick you guys up on your next session.
Wonderful.
Cool. Well, this has been super exciting for me. I have been really happy to. I feel like I've gotten to showcase a lot of the world building I've done. Nobody's really had the opportunity to interact with the guilds in a meaningful way. So I'm really glad that you guys are just like doing the thing and like dealing with the guild, because they're super bureaucratic and I think it's hysterical.
I'm looking for the money, dog.
Yeah, And that's kind of the payoff. Like, yeah, they'll pay you, but you got to deal with like the bullshit window thing. Like,
Right.
yeah, basically sometime in the next week, somebody will come and talk to you, and then maybe you can make some money. And it's
Right.
like, oh my god, okay, fine, whatever. So, well, that's great. Give me a second, guys. I'm gonna go drop stream, and then I am gonna come back, and we can wrap up whatever loose ends. So give me just a minute. I will be right back.
So
All right, guys. This has been D&D. I love playing D&D with Jeremy. He's both a hoot and a holler. We're really excited to catch you guys all for our next session of D&D. We run on both Wednesday nights and on Friday nights. We start at 5:30 on Wednesday nights and 6:30 on Friday nights. We will catch you guys for our next session. See you then.